TV, we are, 45 minutes away from kickoff. It will be Arsenal versus Liverpool at the Emirates, and we're going to be here right now in the build-up and all the way through the game as well, doing live commentary and reaction to the whole game from an horrendously biased Liverpool perspective. What's not to like? You can interact with the show, of course, using the live comments alongside, which you'll see alongside me there in the stream. You can get further interaction with us by joining up as a Redmen TV member as well, in which you get extra emotes that you can use live in the stream as well. I'll get Ross, who should be monitoring the comments, to spam a load in so you can have a little bit of a closer look there. That's available to all tier members for Redmen TV, with additional perks to people who are in tier 2 and tier 3, which is club captain and club legend. Who doesn't want to be a club captain or a club legend? It's you want to be. So just be it. Yes, Liverpool team is out. There's plenty of thrills, chills and excitement still to come. You can request what Liverpool songs you'd like to listen to throughout the match as well. Yeah, no spills. Dear God, please, no spills. Anyway, the team is out. Chris Pajak is in the starting 11 zone. He's about to turn his microphone on. And when he has done, we're going to be able to go over to Chris Pajak right now.
Yes, I'm so glad I remembered that after coming back from the toilet, because I did not need to hear that. Anyway, we're here for the starting 11. We've got it behind me on the board. I was one player wrong this time, so Alisson Becker starts in goal. Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson play together. Robertson's had a bit of a break. Trent's had a bit of a break. Nico Williams has come in. Admirable job done by him. Now it's time for the back four. Fabinho ahead of them, obviously with Jordan Henderson out. I thought Naby Keita might get the start. I think he probably deserves the start. But Ox hasn't had enough game time, I think Klopp's seen, and obviously it's against his former club. So Alexander-Arnold goes in alongside Gini Wijnaldum in the centre of the park. Then you got Mane, you got Salah and Roberto Firmino rounding out the starting 11. Substitutes for tonight: Adrian, Dejan Lovren, Nico Williams, Harvey Elliott, Minamino, Shaqiri, Origi, Jones and Naby Keita. So the big talking point really is around the midfield three. Now I think Wijnaldum will normally line up on the left-hand side and Ox would normally line up on that right-hand side, so that's the way that I've got it. I'm really pleased to see that he's gone with the strong starting 11 in this game. We've seen Arsenal starting 11 as well. Me and Paul will probably have a little discussion upon that. But quite interesting to see that Aubameyang doesn't start for them. As far as our midfield three and our front three go, this gives us the best chance, I think, Oxford Keita notwithstanding, of going out and getting 3 points. And I think what Klopp's done with his changes over the last 2 games certainly is engineer a situation where pretty much the starting 11, give or take Oxford Keita maybe, will be starting not only in this game but also next week against Chelsea in the Premier League on the 22nd. That game's fairly significant, not because we need the point, but it is significant because clearly we all want a really good firework display and we all really want to see Liverpool lift the Premier League trophy. So let's have a little look at the bench then. Obviously Takumi Minamino was a player that we've discussed on the Starting 11 prediction show about maybe he started at number 9. Thankfully he doesn't. I do want to see Roberto Firmino start. But the 2 guys that will be gutted that they've missed out, maybe 3 actually, Williams, Jones and Keita. Now I don't think Williams and Jones probably expected to start in this game. If they get some minutes, that probably means we're in a good position. But Naby Keita I think will be really disappointed. And again, it's probably something that me and Paul will talk about throughout the course of this evening's show, about how Naby Keita probably does deserve the start in this. I think he's played really, really well. But again, it comes back to it. Ox against his former club in central midfield where they told him he couldn't play, as a Premier League winner now as well. He's going to be fired up for this game. He's going to be going in there, and if there's any lads left from when he was there, he'll be like, you know what lads, I'm getting the Premier League trophy. I've got a European Cup. I'm after the Premier League. He'll be happy. He'll be buzzing. And hopefully he can put in a massive performance tonight. Paul, I'll send it back over to you, my friend. And I'm going to leg it from our downtown studio over to where Mr. Machin is filming right now.
Yeah, while Chris jumps in the Redmen TV copter to make sure he's here in time for the kick. Oh, I'm just getting weird. I think he's just landed on the roof. He's landed on the roof right now, ladies and gents. Yes. Turn that off, Chris, because we can still hear it. Yes, anyway, thanks for watching the show so far. Let us... Fucking hell, it sounds like you're farting on the mic. Brilliant. Let us know your thoughts on the starting 11 in the comments, and we'll get through a few of those in a moment. But yeah, very interesting. And let's...
Is it?
Well, the Arsenal one's the most interesting one, Chris. What's he doing? Like, genuinely, and we can have to debate about it, but Martinez, Tierney, Luis, Holding, Suarez, Saka, Torreira, Xhaka, Pepe, Nelson and Lacazette.
Let's put these on the screen for everybody as well. And I think StatZone have got it lined up in a 3-4-3 formation, which is something that Arteta has been doing over the last few days.
Just bear with me 2 seconds. Si, we shouldn't be able to hear everything through the Discord. Are you just a little note for you? Go on.
So yeah, Martinez obviously in goal. They've got it as Holding, David Luiz and Tierney as a 3 at the back. Cedric Suarez, Torreira, Xhaka and Nelson as the 4-man midfield, with Pep, Lacazette and Saka, so no Aubameyang. Interestingly, Hector Bellerin started the last game on the right-hand side of their midfield 4. He's on the bench. Danny Ceballos started their last game in midfield. He's on the bench. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang started clearly. He's on the bench. Mustafi started. Kolasinac started. So it's an all-new team for Arsenal Football Club against Liverpool, and it's clearly one eye on the cup game against Chelsea at the weekend.
Well, there's two things I was going to ask you about this. Obviously, you spoke to Robbie in the build-up to the game, and he kind of alluded as much. But I also wonder whether the Man City ruling has changed Arsenal's perspectives a little bit on this, because obviously the 9th in the league at the moment. In fact, we can get the Premier League table up on my screen right now. The 4 points behind Sheffield United, who was 7th. And, you know, it does make you wonder whether there's a little bit of just thinking now, well, there's no point. You're right, and I think they always would have had one eye on the FA Cup, but there's no need for them to have another eye on anything else, because let's be perfectly honest, with 3 games, but 2 games after this one, there's no need for them to really worry about the Premier League until after the Cup, really.
Yeah, I think that's right, isn't it? I think, you know, they were only in with a long shot anyway of European football, but now I don't think they're really in with a shot at all, if I'm honest. And I think Arsenal fans probably recognise that. They're too inconsistent. They've not been in great form since they've come back from the restarts and stuff. Arteta's in a tough situation because he can't tell them that it's not worth it, but putting this side out tells me that he's told them that it's not worth it. And that's not good for the team, is it? So maybe he's banking on the likes of Tierney, Nelson, Holding, Torreira wanting to fight for places at the moment and maybe get a good performance out of them for that. Yeah. But I don't think it really, for Arsenal, set a good precedent for today's game for them, because it's going to be a struggle to motivate them, because he's basically said this game doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, it's not that there's players in the Arsenal side they're all relatively first team players. It's not like he's packed it with a bunch of kids. Not that he's got too much choice. I mean,
squad
again,
players, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, and that's it. And you know, the defence is where the biggest issue lies, I think, for them. Obviously, David Luiz, you know, you can have games where he's fine. And then he can, as we all know, he can have games where he has an absolute stinker. But the fact that if it's a back 3, Tierney, Luis and Holding. Now, they actually quite like Holding from what I can gather. He's all right, isn't he? But he at least he's a defender. But like Tierney's a fullback. And I get that happens a lot, but it feels to me like...
The one thing I think you might be missing here is that these 2 lads have got legs. And Kolasinac and Mustafi don't have legs. Yeah. And, you know, with the pace of Mane and Salah, maybe it is a slightly better option to go with people that don't need Zimmer frames and can run. Now, I'm not saying, you know, that they're going to go out there. I actually wonder whether this is a 3-4-3. I wonder whether it's maybe more, you know, can Suarez play right back and make that a 4 at the back, and whether that's a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 straight up, I'm not sure. I'd be really surprised with this lineup, because I think you're right. Tierney at left centre half doesn't scream left centre half to me. Yeah, well,
it's bananas, and I get it, because Bukayo Saka can do the lot down the left hand side. So it kind of, you know, if I look at it and you say, well, if you're saying he's a left wing backish on that left hand side, he's going to do the whole left hand side for Arsenal. And if you're saying Suarez is doing the same on the right hand side, then it makes sense as a back 3. It doesn't make sense that you would choose to play a back 3, because it's so unbalanced, really, you know, and it feels like you're throwing a bunch of lads who can loosely do the job out there to just try and make it fit. And I don't know whether he would Arteta throw his style of play and his system out the window. I think we had this discussion on the build-up show, didn't we, about whether he might be better placed to try and be a bit more pragmatic, and that'll be interesting to see, because if he's sticking to his guns, I think it'll be a back three. But if he's trying to get the most out of what he's got available to him, he should probably go with a flat back four.
Interestingly enough, I was speaking to Robbie earlier in the week, and he was saying that he thinks that Arteta is only playing a back three because of the centre-backs that he's got. They're not good enough for a two. Between David Luiz and whether it's Mustafi, he doesn't think that they're good enough. He thinks Arteta's style of football will be a four at the back. Now, I've not seen the evidence of that, and I don't watch Arsenal every single week, so I couldn't tell you whether it's going to be a three at the back next season when he's got players through the door or not. But that's what Robbie was saying to me, so I'll take him at his word because he knows Arsenal more than I know Arsenal. But I think the other thing that you're saying really is, what we're going to see tonight is Arsenal try and play Arsenal football and Arteta football. Whatever formation they're going to play in, they're going to build out from the back. They're going to trust each other that they're going to do well, and they're going to make sure that they try and pass through Liverpool, because you can't throw that out, because, as you say, you've got to build for next season, and now's the time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the interesting one, as you say, Aubameyang on the bench is a massive note of encouragement. I mean, 20 goals and 33 appearances in the Premier League. They're leading by an absolute mile. And actually, funnily enough, I wrote down their front three, as it were, just so I could familiarise myself with their goal return. Lacazette, 9 goals and 27 this season.
So what you're telling me is you need to get these out because you're not going to be able to do
this. No, yes, true. But
I've done the work. It's getting set.
I'm leading to something, is that 28 appearances for Pepe, 5 goals, 6 assists. Reece Nelson, who's starting, hasn't got a Premier League goal or a Premier League assist this season. Wow. And that's encouragement. I mean, it almost guarantees for Liverpool down the years that he'll bag today, because that's what normally is the way these kind of things go. But that tells you what you need to know. You don't put an untried, untested,
not for a 20 goal a season striker. Not and that's it, isn't it? I mean, Lacazette's still a good player. Lacazette's got goals. We know that. But Nelson, Saka's, Pepe, did you say he's only got 5 goals? Mm-hmm. He's told the squad there what game's more important. That's what comes back to. Now we've got a few things that we've got planned in the build up for this. Obviously, one of them is David Jacks is returning to do some singing. Now I've had Jags in my ear doing some little singing sessions because the audio wasn't working. So I'm just going to check that the audio is now coming through. Si?
How you doing, folks? You all right?
Dead air.
There we go.
Yeah,
excellent. Okay. So can we throw over to Jags? Oh, there he is. Look, he's well lit. He's in a darkened room.
Yeah. It's getting moody. It's getting moody, the lighting in here.
Oh, it's getting very moody, Jags. So I believe you've got Fields of Anfield Road for us to begin with, mate.
I do, yeah. I do indeed. Let's give it a go. Sounds quite religious, this. Outside the Shankly gates, I heard a cop-eyed calling. Shankly, they are taking you away, but you left a great 11, went to heaven. Now it's glory around the fields of Anfield Road. Anfield Road, Kenny played. We had highway on the wind. We had dreams and songs to sing about the glory around the fields of Anfield Road. And outside the Paisley gates, I heard a cop-eyed calling. And Paisley, they have taken you away, but you let the great 11 back in Rome, and the red men are still playing the same way. Oh no, we've lost the piano. Oh, hello? Sorry, folks. Tech issues here. Any luck, Si? Good. And all around the fields of Anfield Road, where once we watched the King Kerry play, we had high, we on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing about the glory round the fields of Anfield Road. Beside the Hillsborough flame, I heard a cop-eyed moaning. Why so many taken on that day? 'Cause justice has never been done, but their memory will carry on. There'll be glory round the fields of Anfield Road. And all round the fields of Anfield Road, where once we watched the King Kerry play. How could he play? We had high, we on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing about the glory round the fields of Anfield Road. And all round the fields of Anfield Road, where once we watched the King Kerry play. We had high, we on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing about the glory round the fields of Anfield Road. About the glory round the fields of Anfield Road.
Fucking hell, mate. Yeah. David Jaggs from the Ragamuffins, man. That is absolutely beautiful.
Hang on.
That is absolutely amazing, mate.
Need a stool to do the Westlife thing from the 90s to get up when I do the key change, I reckon. But
honestly, mate, that was unbelievable. That one where your voice kind of went, and could he play? And you screamed it, mate. You had me on the edge of my seat there. That was absolutely incredible. Jags, we're going to come back to you in a few minutes' time. We got another couple of songs lined up for us, hopefully without the tech issues. I'm going to say goodbye to you there now, and we'll pick you up in a few minutes if that's okay, mate.
See you soon.
Legend, mate. Paul, we're back. Mate, that was unbelievable.
So I'm told.
It was a statement.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so let's get back into it. Thanks to everyone who sent the comments in so far with regards to the starting 11 and stuff. One thing I want to Drew highlight to, and Ross has absolutely nailed it on Twitter with this, and I hadn't really thought of it from this perspective. If we just cut over to the Redmen Twitter feed right now, is that it will be a guard of honour for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yeah, the lad, as you said, you mentioned and you teed it up really nicely. You know, talking about him, and I've seen again in the comments on the last couple of games, Arsenal fans creeping back in again, being like Arsenal reject, la la la. He's due a big performance for us, and I really think Keita would have started this one. I think if this was any other team, Keita starts, but I do think this is a big motivational tool from the manager and gone, go on then, mate, you're not in great form, go out there and show what you can do.
And that's brilliant man management, isn't it, if that's the case? Now, he's the type of man who does get like himself pumped up for these types of games, and you'll know it. I know first 5 minutes he's going to be tearing around like James Milner, putting shoulders in and legs in and feet in and knees in and everything, because that's the type of fella he is. He wants to go out there, he wants to prove a point. Now, the manager's not there anymore. They've probably had a couple since, but the fact is, he'll want to prove something to the fans, because they doubted him. They said, I remember doing the video with, I think it might have been DT after the fact, and saying he's not worth the money and all that type of stuff. Now we've had the last laugh there, haven't we?
They haven't got a clue what their squad's worth, to be perfectly honest. I saw Daluda Guna's a really good lad, and he was talking about getting 20 or 30 million for Maitland-Niles, and there was another lad. The Sergio Bob 2 in midfield.
Yeah, Guendouzi.
Yeah, if we add
Sergio Bob 2.
Yeah. like, if you got, I'd have both of them. I think they're both really good players, and that's the thing about them is that, and we have this. Of course, we always talk about this about our players don't fit your team or whatever. But like, I think they've got this idea of Oxlade-Chamberlain. Of course, you will, because they'll remember him. I mean, he was playing wing back for them when we bought him off them. He was badly mismanaged, and I think, and I said this before, I think if Klopp had got hold of Ox a year or two earlier, he might have made him an even better footballer. And obviously the injury doesn't help that, of course. But I think mentally, I think he's still a bit scarred from the Arsenal thing. So I do think he will. Truly top players, I don't think would be asked. I mean, look at Suarez as a good example of this. Didn't care, even a toss that he was playing Liverpool in the Champions League. We were just another opponent in front of him and whatever he wanted to succeed in life. Ox, I don't think is like that. No. But I think in this instance, if it can be channeled well, I think it bodes potentially really well for him.
And he's got a chance there. I mean, look, Torreira and Xhaka are probably going to be the two midfielders, aren't they? Whatever formation they play, they're going to be the two lads in the centre of the park. Yeah. And we know Torreira's had a good game against us in the past. Okay. A little terrier-like midfielder who's going to snap at Ox's ankles and stuff. But Ox has got more ability than both of those two lads. Ox can go out there and with Wijnaldum, with Fabinho, dominate the midfield and show them what they've got. Now, it's interesting, isn't it, that Arsenal side and the Arsenal fans, I think it's interesting what you're saying there. They've also had Walcott, who came in a few years before Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, never really hit the heights. I wonder whether Ox actually fell foul in the fans of Walcott, never really hitting the heights. And also when you think about Ox, there's I've got a few down the years where they've signed them dead young, and like our fans with maybe Adam Lallana and me, where you're just a little bit bored of a player. Yeah. Aaron Ramsey's a perfect example as well. Yeah, fantastic. Wilshere, all talented players, didn't quite do that. I actually think the Guendouzi shot's really good. He's a player that I really like. I mean, a very good footballer. He needs somebody, and the type of manager that Arsenal don't and haven't had. Yeah. He seems to me like he needs an authoritarian type of manager to say, lad, like, come on, what are you doing? Like, did you see, it was him, wasn't it, where he was talking about how much money he earned or something against other players? Like, not that long ago in the season, wasn't it? And he'd turn around to someone on the pitch and I've earned more than you will in your career or something. It's like, is that what football is? Like, because really it's about winning, you know what I mean? And that's the wrong type of thing, isn't it?
You'd be losing teeth over that in like 20 years ago or whatever. Again, there's been the core of Arsenal Football Club has been poisoned for a long time, and their fan base, I think, feeds into that as well, to be perfectly honest. And I'm not, look, they're not to blame. It's like people who blame Arsenal Fan TV for Arsenal's problems. It's not. They just happen to be. They're just a reflection of the football and the football club and whatever. That's what your fan base ends up being, and your fan media or whatever, of course. But it's not a great place to be. And I think Wenger, he had his day, didn't he? And his style of football had its day. And what the Premier League became, it's what Pep Guardiola's been doing and what Klopp's doing, and is that you need to be strong mentally. You need to be real. You have a real tigerish mentality to succeed in the Premier League these days. And Wenger didn't instill that in his team. Well, he didn't have those type of players. So they're all, and that's why Troy Deeney's able to go on Sky and say, Arsenal don't like it up them, because they don't. And unfortunately, you've got a generation of Arsenal players now who, and Walcott was probably the pioneer of this, because he came in, he was young enough to be there around the really good Arsenal players, but probably not good enough to carry on the winning mentality when all the good players got off.
Those young players become the experienced players, don't they? And unfortunately the crop around them and them, they weren't winners, you know what I mean? Now, Wenger's a really interesting shout for me, because that club is still built in his image and will be for a very long time. Now, if that club was built in the image that he started off with the first 10 years of his stewardship, of his managerial career at Arsenal, they'd be physical and technical. But he seemed to lose the physical side of the game for Arsenal, and they went too technical. And what Liverpool and Manchester City do, and look, Manchester City are the most technical side, I think, in world football. But they've still, when they've been at their best, at the heart of it, Ederson's a bit of a grok for a goalkeeper, doesn't mind smashing you in the mouth. Yeah. Company was there, who's willing to put. Fernandinho was an arseache in the middle of the field, and going back, Yaya Toure, physical players who can dominate a game physically as well as technically. Arsenal haven't had that for the best part of a decade now. Yeah. They've lost that identity. But when Vieira was there and Petty was there and Gilberto Silva and all of those lads, they were everything. They had everything as well as the technical side. He seemed to get away from that, and Arsenal have struggled getting that back.
Yeah, and it's interesting, the manager, Arteta's kind of quoted this week as saying like they need a Virgil van Dijk. No, everyone.
They're playing 3 at the back, they need fucking 3.
Everyone does, mate, unfortunately, everyone, but you can't have ours. So yeah, and that's the point, isn't it? You know, in fact, Sky have got Sol Campbell on there. You look at like the big fellas at the heart, Tony Adams, Martin Keown, Sol Campbell, and a couple of the old school guys who actually obviously predate Wenger. They go a bit back to the George Graham times and stuff like that.
Hey, don't forget Bruce Rioch.
How could I? Well, I can't forget Bruce Rioch. I don't care. But there'll be Arsenal fans going, oh God, Bruce Rioch. There'll be a generation of people who've never even heard of Bruce Rioch as well. Bolton manager. Yeah, says it all. Anyway, on for Liverpool. In fact, we've got a couple of super chats before we dive into a little bit more Liverpool chat. Nisa Pongi says, "Hi lads, hoping for a Liverpool thrashing tonight. Love you guys, content man. Keep it up and hope your family's well. Much love from New Zealand. God bless. Oh, thank you very much, mate." And we got a massive £19.99 super chat in from Connor. Yes, the fellas, let's have these. We need to show them why we are champions. My guess is Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. What do you think?
I'm fuming that he never gave us the extra penny.
Yeah.
Why 19.99, lad?
Because it feels cheaper.
Yeah.
It feels like he's not... Yeah, it's a psychological thing, isn't it? Like you
cheapened us. Nah, mate, thank you so much. Like,
yeah, I thought that, you know what, he definitely deserves a shout for
fucking right.
For sending that in. You can have another beauty. Why not?
That's amazing. I can just see a load of pants off Pajak in the comments, so Machine and Ross started that. Thanks, Ross.
No comment from Ross. Yes, let's just quickly nip over to the
Tony
Twitter
Vannucci, says Rioch signed Bergkamp. Genius manager.
Yeah, maybe we all forget Bruce Rioch wrong then.
No comment from Ross, it literally says in the comments.
Yeah. Right, let's get over to Twitter then, some of your reactions to the side. Sankit there saying Keita for Ox, he's been so good. Brad underscore Langley 99, what's Keita done wrong? Never starting big games. Now, for a start, that's not true. If he's fit, Klopp loves start. I mean, I always refer back to this. He started in the new camp. Like Klopp wants Keita, but I do think Keita, and some of the people are echoing this, Keita's in decent form and Ox just isn't. So I just don't think it's a slight on Naby Keita that he's not starting this game. But it also means, and we've said this as well, we've actually gotten better with our substitutions a lot this season, or at least maintained our level. Having a Naby Keita to bring into a midfield to freshen things up, given that he's in good form, is actually not a weakness of the squad.
No, not at all. And actually, something I wanted to discuss, and we've not really found a platform for it this week on the shows, but, you know, the 5 substitutes rule. Like, on the surface, I think my first initial thing thinking about that is, oh man, does that mean you need a bigger squad? And I'm like, no, it doesn't. You know, I know this works in Liverpool's favour, because all of a sudden, those games where you need to bring Origi on, but he hasn't played for fucking weeks.
Yeah.
He'll probably have had minutes. Yeah. You know, it means that lads 15, 16 and 17 in your squads, or, 14, 15 and 16, they're probably going to be in better fitness when it comes to match fitness than any of the others at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the balance is weird, isn't it? Because I guess you're kind of alluding to the fact that they've announced that the 5 subs is going to stick around for next season. It's allowed to run until the end of August next year, which means it could also take place in the Euros and all that kind of stuff. And the quote is player welfare. Keita's admission says Naby could have started easily. He's in really good shape. Ox is dynamic. We need against probably a back 5, which is interesting from Klopp's perspective.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I believe him. I mean, I'm not going to say he's right or wrong because he's Jurgen Klopp and he's won things, and I'm a fat lad who talks about football. So if Jurgen says that we need Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain for going against the back 5, then Jurgen's probably right. That does surprise me.
I wonder whether it's just that. Again, Peyton Diamonds. There's a great reply underneath where from a guy called iDad, who just says dynamic equals long shots against a dodgy keeper, and it might be as simple as that. Just having someone who can have a. Well, he's the Arsenal second choice goalkeeper.
Yeah, I know, but they're very bad at picking goalkeepers. So I think Leno's dodgy.
Leno's fine, but like Leno's what at best on his best day second second tier in the Premier League, maybe third.
Yeah.
So what does it say for the lad who's his understudy is the question.
It's
Due to have a worldie tonight.
It's also very difficult to fucking bench someone who's worth 80 million or whatever it was that he paid for Leno. What was it, 40, 50? I don't know. It was a lot of money, was it?
Was it? I've no idea.
Yeah, Leno was a lot of money, wasn't he?
Right, okay, sound, yeah. Certainly wasn't Kepa levels of money.
Yeah, no, you're probably right, actually.
But yeah, okay, well, it looks like we're going to get the guards involved. I mean, first and foremost, no clapping for the some clapping for the officials. No, Virgil, he started to like this now, Virg, just a little bit of smile. Alisson, a little bit of a greeting there for David Luiz, who doesn't return it very well. That's a big shame.
Where's Ox?
Well, let's see him.
Oh, he's hopping.
Hopping.
He's got a little spring in his step there, mate.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks. That's a bit weird. I've probably got most of you still in a WhatsApp group. He's gone for the John Barnes style tights there as well, which I think is a bit
Love to see it.
Yeah,
it's what I'm here for. It's what I'm here for, Paul. Oh, look, they've nicked our text graphics. I'm sure they nicked it off us.
That's definitely
the order. Sky have got it as a 3 at the back. Oh, I'm feeling excited now, Paul.
So yeah, just to go through it again, the teams then, we've already talked about the goalkeeper, the back three there, Holding, David Luiz and Tierney, Cedric, Lucas Torreira, Granit Xhaka and Bukayo Saka as a midfield 4. For them, they're saying it's going to be 3-4-3, which is fascinating because it means that Nicolas Pepe and Reece Nelson will flank Alexander Lacazette. So yeah, my hope, Chris, I think we figured out how to play against the back 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And I hope that remains true.
Yeah, it's not a formation you come up against very often. They play it a completely different way to Wolves, who are the other side. They play it a lot in the Premier League.
And to be fair, Wolves always give us a good game.
Yeah, but they play completely differently, Arsenal. I mean, like, Wolves have got good defenders for a start, and that makes playing 3 at the back much easier, in my opinion. Again, just a fat lad talking about footy here. But Arsenal's defenders aren't great. I'm really excited for this game of football now. I think I'm excited to see Ox. I think, you know, for everything that he's gone through, yes, he's not in great form, but so what? Like, let's just get him in there against Arsenal, let him score a couple of goals, because they'll let him.
He's a really good player, and I don't like this creeping notion, because there's always got to be a scapegoat, and this is the problem, is that Liverpool have become so good that we're starting to scapegoat really good footballers for just being in a little dip in form. The fact of the matter is, Liverpool's first 11 is up there with the best first 11s on the planet. I mean, Premier League champions, reigning world champions, and, you know, European champions, sort of. I find the notion that the lads below are somehow rubbish is just a complete and utter nonsense. He's had really good games for us this season, and it's telling. He's been in and out the side. It's his first proper season back from injury, of course, and he's contributed more than most. I mean, people are talking about Pepe. And in terms of his goals and assist return, like I know that you're dipping into all comps here, but Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think Oxlade-Chamberlain's got like 7 goals this season for us, you know, and Champions League goals are a lot of those as well. One little fact for you, Chris: the last time we lost at the Emirates was back in 2014-15.
Yeah, 4-1.
We played a 3 at the back.
Did we? Yeah.
Yeah, and our 3 up front. So it was Lazar Markovic, Phil Coutinho and Raheem Sterling. Yeah. And Oxlade-Chamberlain's going to be the one to kick it off. We're less than a minute away from kick-off here at the Emirates. If you want a song to kick us off, in fact, we'll kick us off with a song before it all kicks off, just to remind everyone where Liverpool are. 5 seconds till kick-off. Now, the interesting issue I'm going to have is we're heavily wired in today, Chris.
Oh.
And we haven't... Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's fine.
R.I.P. Size camera work. And we are off, Mr. Machin.
We are underway. Big kick out from the back there. Sadio Mane buys a throw and wonderful. I think he did that on purpose, Chris, if I'm being honest. Little header into the back of the guy's head.
Absolutely.
The man's head, if you will.
The man's head.
The man. Virgil van Dijk has got it now, and he looks up, and Joe Gomez takes hold of possession. Little Cruyff turn, back to Verton, all the way over to Andy Robertson. Let's have another little song while we...
Yeah, and don't forget, if you want to sync up to us and you don't want to listen to Martin Tyler, who clearly hates Liverpool Football Club, then do. The clock's in the bottom corner. Sync up if you're ahead. if we're ahead of your stream somehow, pause us for a few seconds and sync up. If you're watching it on Sky on a proper box, then pause that for a few seconds. You will not get it ruined, but we will add to your enjoyment of the game.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, everyone complains about Martin Tyler, which is a shame because he used to be the best commentator in the business and now he's not. So if you're bored of his absolute abject misery, then you've got us in your ears instead. That's going to be a big note of encouragement. I mean, we said this in the build-up show, Chris. I'm looking forward to seeing that Arsenal back three plus goalkeeper trying the short goal kick.
And they'll be encouraged by that. You know, they get out and Ox has to track back, but he gets him. But, you know, that's good football for them. Arsenal will be happy with that as the first sort of little exchange there, because we did press. We forced them wide and they managed to get out of it. Oh, wow, Sajid Kaname.
Right, I know what this is now.
What is this?
This is the stickers thing.
Ah, right.
Yeah, super stickers. So keep it up. Thank you very much, Sajid, with the super sticker there. You're absolute hero. Thank you. Yes, we've turned ultra low latency on the stream, so it means that it should be far more in time with what you're watching on your screens with the match. Anyway, Trent's just going to let that run. Still going to let it run. And still going to let it run. And it's gone out for a throw. Well done.
Yeah, we're 25 seconds ahead of Bradley Ashworth. Stream is right, mate.
Yes, come on. Absolutely smashing it. Brilliant. Good on you, YouTube, for finally getting your shit together over live streams. Anyway,
Definite Studio in the house. Yes. No, in answer to your question.
Is you asking for your nudes?
He wants to know if there's a super sticker for my nudes.
Sadio Mane deep in midfield, looks to feed it out wide to Mohamed Salah. Roberto Firmino turns on the ball all the way over now to Andy Robertson. Salah's turning towards the box. It's going to drop. Oh, unlucky.
Megs!
Oh, Fabinho pressing on the left wing gear. Go ahead.
Hunt there, wasn't he, mate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Loving it.
And Andy Robertson is getting told to calm down by Virgil van Dijk. Little drop of the shoulder and all the way back to Alisson Becker.
Glorious. Resplendent in green as Alisson.
Yeah, he's a glorious looking man. I think we can all agree that. Without any fear or shame. You know, he's just great. Gini Wijnaldum, Trent Alexander-Arnold, big swing, and what a ball that is from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Sadio Mane still fighting for the ball, loses possession. Big game for Sadio actually, Chris. I think he's been better in flashes of late.
Oh, well, again.
But we haven't seen a complete Sadio Mane performance since coming back from restart.
No, I think he's been in and out of games a little bit, hasn't he? Just as we're flashing to Aubameyang, who's certainly out of this one. No, I'm looking forward to seeing Mane again. You know, I think this is a formation that he'll go up well against. He'll fancy his chances over there against Holding as well, if that is actually how they lined up. We'll check that in a minute for you. But interesting to see the Arsenal midfielder there drop deep and stop that cutback lane that he likes to use so much. So we'll see how that develops, and maybe Robertson should have maybe made a little bit more of a run down the outside for him there.
Yeah, interesting. Obviously, Sky just brought the graphic up there in terms of the hunt for the Golden Boot, which is, let's be honest, is basically Jamie Vardy's at this point. But Aubameyang, I mean, I know we talked about it and about how they'll want to be firing for the FA Cup, of course, but Salah's just a goal behind him. There's a big chance here. A couple of goals from Mo Salah, Aubameyang will be absolutely raging.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose they will be. I mean, I must admit, I look at this race for the Golden Boot and I don't see why Vardy's asked. Because if they drop out of fucking the Champions League, he'd rather have, like, the goals that he's got, they have not won the games recently.
Yeah.
Like, they've lost the games quite often. And so it's like, it must be bittersweet for him. Obviously, he's going to want the Golden Boot. But realistically, he'd rather not win it and get in the Champions League, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Because it might be his last chance.
Yeah, I mean, again, his job is to score the goals, whatever happens past that. You know, if he scores goals, he'll win the Golden Boot, and most likely they'll get into the Champions League. But he'll be able to say, "I've done all I can do."
I agree, but I think my point is, I wouldn't want a striker to be raging on the bench because he doesn't get the Golden Boot when they've been finishing 9th in the fucking league like Arsenal might.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But
he will be
goal scorers, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they are.
Like Mo Salah, if you told Mo Salah he wasn't starting, he'd be fuming. Because he wants to score goals in every game.
Absolutely
agree. A little bit of pinball in the box there. Roberto Firmino looks to spring the counter-attack. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain using that dynamism the Klopp referenced before the game, bringing it into midfield. Arsenal have got men back now, and he's played it behind Sadio Mane, so that's kind of slowed that down.
It was dynamic.
Quite so dynamic. Anyway, he's going to turn on it. Little drop of the shoulder again, and he's given away possession. And Arsenal now can look to spring something by Torreira turning back and going all the way back to the defenders. Brilliant. It's not been glorious football from either side so far, but it is just 5 minutes and 44 seconds in, so there is plenty, of course, I'm sure, left in this one. Give me some song suggestion. I'm going to go with O Campione while people get some morning. And you can see there, first little look for, I think it's Reece Nelson there, who had the ball into Bukayo Saka, then over to the left to Kieran Tierney. Be interesting to see actually with Tierney.
He's that high up, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Ball in behind, it's going to be Gomez up against Saka. Gomez has dealt with it so far. Ball down the line. And yeah, actually, fair play to Joe Gomez, he read that pretty well. And is Lucas Torreira. I like Torreira. He's another one. I think they bought in Guendouzi and him. They had the right idea in buying those players. I just don't know. It's like, what is if they're going to play a midfield three, what does the third midfielder have to look like to complete that midfield? And it's probably, the answer's probably someone who's about 6'4" and about 6 foot wide, just to give them a little bit more, because I don't know. Torreira, I think Torreira would be good for a whole host of different teams. He always seems to have a good game against us, but he's in lacking height, it fits into a lot of Arsenal's weaknesses.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're probably right there. I don't think they've been very good from set pieces, whether it's Arteta or before Arteta, and maybe Torreira hasn't got as many games as he perhaps deserves because of that. Because if they can't sort the set pieces out, and they've had real issues with it this season, they're not going to spring another spot for Torreira. I'm not sure. I think he's all right. Mm-hmm. I think he's a good squad player. I don't see that he gets into Liverpool, Manchester City, Tottenham, Man United, Chelsea, and therefore, who does he get into?
Yeah,
and is he good enough?
Yeah, I wonder if he fits into. Let's look at N'Golo Kante as an example of tigerish sort of centre midfielder. Definitely more of a DM than anything else. Mm-hmm. You've got to be, if you're small, you've got to be unreal.
Yeah.
If you want to play at the highest level. I mean, again, let's use Lionel Messi as the perfect, the absolute top level example of this kind of thing. And it's a reason why Joe Allen's playing footy in the Championship, is because when he was playing for Stoke, wasn't he? Is that he was another one, great on the ball, actually quite good in the tackle, but he wasn't fast enough and wasn't tall enough. And it covers up a multitude of sins if you can be a little bit more physical on the ball.
It absolutely does, and it's such the wrong league for this type of player, isn't it? I mean, I know Kante's done it, and there have been plenty of examples. Makelele was a shorter player, but I think, as you say, you have to be bloody unbelievable.
Roberto Firmino's got the ball in the box from a Trent throw, and it's going to be a corner to Liverpool. Trent's already out there wide on the right, having taken the throw and leading up to it. He's going to take the corner. It will be another outswinger. Will we look to hit the first man, or will we go beyond them?
I think we will be going as best as we can for Virgil van Dijk's head here.
Man United forever with a super chat. Always knew Klopp would make you better. And hated the moment you got him. Enjoy your victory, because we'll be back to knock you off your perch once again. Yeah,
Torreira, was it?
My breath.
No, it wasn't. I think it might have been holding.
Joe
well
Gomez,
done, Joe Gomez.
Done, just about doing enough there. Oxlade-Chamberlain looked like he was shaping for the shot there. Trent's going to whip this one in. Firmino with a little flick down. Virgil van Dijk still got it. Andy Robertson now. Corner of the 18-yard box. Cuts it back. Gini Wijnaldum.
This is good, right?
Fabinho. He's going to float it over for the runner, and no one's going to get it.
He loves that ball, doesn't he? Loves it. And I love the way that Virgil manages to stay up there, because it went back all the way to Joe Gomez, and he still stays there. Sometimes he just takes control of the situation, doesn't he? And I don't know whether it's just he can't be arsed, or he sees him, because it's very rare that he actually gets the ball again.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just jogs back looking a bit pissed off, but they're playing out from the back now, and we'll see for the second time whether Liverpool can do something on this press.
Actually handled it quite nicely there, but is that ball in there? Trent Alexander-Arnold cuts it out. Well, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain over on that far hand side, back to Trent again. Thanks very much for the super chat, by the way, to the Man United fan. I don't think Man United will be back to knock Liverpool off the perch anytime soon, if I'm honest, but it's possible. And let's just hope it's not. Let's hope it's 30 years before they win a league title. That'd be glorious. Virgil van Dijk's got it on the edge of the centre circle, and the Liverpool half goes to the left back. Andy Robertson just on the halfway line, back again to Virgil. And this is interesting because we talked about Liverpool in this start, and I think it was you actually said in the build-up that you kind of wanted to. I thought it was. Hang on a second. Yeah. Oh, well, it breaks down. But the fact that Sam Walker, in fact, said about that, about a bit more of a composed start to the game as opposed to throwing absolutely everything at it.
Yeah. Oh, is that a free kick for us on the edge of the box? It does. It looks like Fabinho range to me here, Paul.
Oh, Fabinho or Trent, what's your money on?
Trent.
Whoever puts the ball down.
Yeah, it's always whoever puts the ball down. You know this. But I think Trent's from this area. Although I would like to see Fabinho just go, yeah, I'm taking this.
Salah?
No, wrong side. Wrong side. I was saying that you could go
Trent
near
scores
post.
all his free kicks from the right-hand side, doesn't he? It's going to be Andy Robertson now. It's whether they stand it up to the back post or whether Trent tries to go direct. And I just wonder whether, I mean, we never saw who spotted the ball there, whether he just judges on the keeper's position here.
I think it's
Robbo.
Robbo.
No, Robbo floats in and he does.
Keeper's done well there.
It's a decent enough ball, just obviously just no one.
Arsenal done really well there though, because they, I don't know whether they planned for that, but like not all of their players dropped, which made there were enough space for the goalkeeper to come and get it. Now, I'd suggest.
Goalkeeper! He's got full Adrian there. He's kicked it straight at Roberto Firmino, and somehow he's gotten away with it. It's bounced wide of the post. Oh, Chris! It's hit the post. Oh my days! He did a karate ass kick.
It wasn't. It was a no-look karate kick.
Oh, I think Bobby deserves.
The man's absolute fire. Oh my God! But we've said this all the way through, and a lot of people have said it. How they play out from the back will play into Liverpool's hands here, and that might just shit them up. So they kick the ball long, and oh yes, it has. It's absolutely shit them up, and that might be enough if they start kicking the ball long. That works into our hands as well.
Particularly for a goalkeeper who's not the regular goalkeeper. You need these it'll help us, I think, for him to have these kind of moments because you want him unsettled. He's not established. So he's not got into that mindset of I'm the first choice goalkeeper week in, week out, and he will be thinking about his place. So no, I think that's good. I think Liverpool now, the onus is going to be on, test him, see if you can force another little error out of him in the next couple of minutes and try and build on that.
Absolutely, and someone change his pants because he'll have shat himself then.
Let's see. Well, I think he's slightly camouflaged.
Oh, that's a good ball.
Slightly camouflaged, so maybe no, he's hoping no one can see him. Jidsky 892. Stop reading things that you see on the screen. Yeah, he showed the super chats. Hello from Florida. You'll never walk alone. Keep up the good work, mates. Thank you so much. Hello from Liverpool. You keep up the good work too, and the wonderful super chats. Thank you.
I tell you what, they are all over Sadio Mane, and he's embarrassing them at this point.
Yeah, here we go. Bobby Firmino dropping deep.
Pull it back now. Give us
the
the free kick, you blade.
Yeah. David Luiz striding out there.
Nope.
Joe Gomez shuts it down. He's looked down the line and he's played it out again. Are we going with that again?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, great. Did we use every possible Lord of the Rings quote the other week? Is that probably not?
No,
it's a fairly hefty tome, isn't it? There'll be plenty more in there. Yeah,
I'm not going to. I am wondering whether he has an innie or an outie though.
Who?
Tierney.
What do you reckon?
Tierney, innie.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do I get a boo?
Oh, Mohamed Salah. The offside flag goes up. He was just on the shoulder of David Luiz there, as you would be. He's a, let's call it like he is. He's an absolute liability. You need to get Mohamed Salah in and around Luiz as much as possible.
Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't his fault against Tottenham, was it? It was very much. I think it was Kolasinac who played the ball across him, but
Didn't watch it, but it's David. It's
yeah,
Luiz.
he is, but he's also got the ability to handball. He's also got the ability to smash one in from 40 yards against you. I'll tell you what, Torreira, for a little man, he jumped pretty high there.
Incredible.
Maybe he'd be a little
Vertical
rebound basketballer, like, you know what I mean? If, you know, he
Incredible.
played in a kid's net and all that type of stuff. But yeah, Lacazette's beard's good, isn't it?
Solid beard. But yeah, the stuff with Mohamed Salah, he's so good on the ball, and Luis is so rash. I mean, you saw that was it the Man City game? In fact, when he comes on, you know, he comes on and gets sent off, and he was just all over the place. And look, he's not consistently terrible, but when you know a player's got that in him, it's like the Dejan Lovren thing. You know what his buttons are. Get the ball, drag him around the place, try and get him behind him, because he'll pull your shirt, he'll look to drag you down. Anyway, Robertson, Caleb, this time once again into the box, and once again it's very well dealt with.
Interestingly, that it was Fabinho and David Luiz that were flying off at each other there and tangled up.
Virgil van Dijk has just cleaned Lacazette out on the edge.
That's nice, that, isn't it, to be fair? Like, no, but there was something going on with, I'm sure it was David Luiz and Fabinho. They definitely tangled up, and I don't know what that's about. But you're right, you've got to get at David Luiz, because he's the type of player who reacts to things, you know. People used to try and do that to Steven Gerrard because he'd done it in the past when he was a young lad, and that's a great ball by David Luiz. Robertson's going to get there offside anyway. But I think for me, David Luiz reminds me of Lovren in a lot of ways, because different style of footballer, obviously, but you know, they try and take control of situations and they're not good enough to.
Yeah, he's just the kind of guy who, you know, if he has and it's lapses in concentration is David Luiz's problem, because he's not a physical defender. Because I get your point about the Lovren thing, is that they've got moments in the game where they're forced into situations and they do stupid things. Now, they do different stupid things in different kind of situations, but David Luiz, he will have a moment where again he just switches off for a second, and someone like Salah is able to capitalise on that momentary lapse, and instead of making up for it by doing something sensible, he makes up for it by doing something stupid. Like he'll haul him down, and that's fine, because you might call that sensible defending, but he's the kind of guy who will do it once and then do it again 2 minutes later.
Perfect example there. He's just played 2 balls over the top because the first one didn't quite work out, and not bad mistakes, but instead of just keeping the ball for Arsenal, he does it again to try and prove a point. Like, and it's that type of idiocy that creeps into his game across everything else. You know, oh, it didn't work, well, I'll do it again. No,
this is what I meant to happen. Yeah, absolutely. We all know them lads, don't we? It's like you try to dig yourself out of a hole by trying to show how good you are, rather than just being good at football, rather than just doing your fundamentals. Anyway, Virgil van Dijk tries another speculative ball, and this one comes off. Gini Wijnaldum's got it on the left-hand side. Andy Robertson is making the overlap. Gini, big game for Gini again. He's been receiving a little bit of criticism, been a bit in and out of games of late.
Where do you stand with him, actually? Well, let's finish this first.
Yeah, absolutely. Gini Wijnaldum out to Andy Robertson, corner of the penalty area, and he goes all the way back. Look, Gini Wijnaldum is Gini Wijnaldum. He has the ability. He plays so much football for us, and he plays so much football for us because he suits our system brilliantly, and he's a really, really good footballer. And when he has a 9 out of 10 performance, I do think he deserves to be named in the same breath as some of the greatest Dutch midfielders to play the game, given the level we're at. But he also has those games where you forget he's on the pitch, and he's always at that as a Liverpool player. You might just find a game when he vanishes, and he comes to 60 minutes, and you're like, oh God,
where is he?
What's Gini been doing? But it might also be a thing where I don't think he's a television player.
That's why I was asking you, because I was talking about this on the Start 11 prediction show. Is I appreciate him so much when I'm in the ground, but when I'm watching on telly, like this here, right? He's picking the ball up. Well, Robertson's miles out of position, so he's dropped in and made a pass for Virgil van Dijk. That, if I'm in the ground, I'm remembering that. On the telly, it's just it's just passing it around the back. You know what I mean? But it's very difficult to see because you normally can't see where Robertson is or something like that. And now look where he is. He's passing it around the back. He's pressing high up.
He gave the ball away in the build-up to it. But he's
last week as well, we had that great little move where Salah comes in from the right-hand side. I'm gone.
You know, Bobby Firmino looking for the overlapping run of Robert.
Yes, Sadio! He's right.
Arsenal 0, Liverpool 1. It is Sadio Mane. It was back the opener. Great work down the left-hand side for Liverpool. Great goal. Arsenal caught out. The goalkeeper's going long there. Well met by Fabinho. Robertson dives in. Talking about Gini Wijnaldum. Good link up with Firmino. Robbo on the overlap and Chris Sadio Mane in the middle.
Oh, he's there. Striker's instinct in the middle of the park, but that's it. You know, Bobby Firmino pulls out and Sadio Mane goes into that space, and that's the dovetailing between Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane. You've got to play off each other, and Bobby Firmino's such a clever player. He knows what Andy Robertson's doing. Robertson's celebrating before the ball hits the back of the net, and Mane has one thing to do, and he does it with aplomb. He puts the ball into the back of the fucking net.
You can see it. Robertson's influence has been growing in the last few minutes. He's been getting further up the pitch more and more and more, and that's what you can see a Liverpool side that are grinding grinding through the gears is that we've not, I mean, look at the Man City game, we were so direct, we were playing balls over the top from minute one. Oh, hang on a second. Reece Nelson's in behind. He cuts it back. Joe Gomez. Oh, my days.
Mate, if he's not doing this now on the field, I'll be fuming.
Take that dirt off your shoulder. Sadio Mane driving towards the penalty area. This way, that way, goes for the shot. The keeper spilled it. Oh, second bite of cherry. He's picked it up. Joe Gomez, though, that was a little like square X feint on in
It was so good. I thought for a second it was Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, Bobby Firmino's got it. Trent's got it deep on the right-hand side. He's gone for the return ball. Firmino, can he keep it in play? He does. What's he got on his lock? He's found Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Drives towards the dead ball line. Salah's in there, got a toe, and he's towed it out. Oh,
this is what right, is the thing now. We need to capitalise on this segment of the game before the water break fucks it all up for us. Because we've got that momentum at the moment, and look, we know what happened last week with the draw against Burnley and stuff like that. Let's take our chances. That Gomez stuff, I really did think it was Virgil van Dijk there. That's how skillful it was.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
So calm.
Judged the cut back fantastically, and then to have the bottle to just drop the shoulder and open things up again. Brilliant. Anyway, Trent with the corner. It's a deep one this time towards Virgil van Dijk. He gets his head on it, and it goes comfortably into the arms. Yeah, I was done by the depth perception. It was one of them 3D tellies. And there was a...
Here we go. Let's go, boys.
We've had a confirmation. Dickie Oy read in the comments saying confirmed Bobby pulls out. That's what we're here for. It's Payjack innuendo bingo. We'll print some cards up for next week, I reckon. Yeah. Anyway, Liverpool, we'll go to the goal. You're right though, to get the lead in this first quarter of the game, as it were, and it's sickening to me to talk about football being broken into quarters, but it is what it is.
I'm all right with it.
Massive, of course you would be. Fucking, yeah.
Liverpool are going in hard here, though.
Absolutely. Ball in behind.
Mane's in one.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, can he find the return? No, he can't, but he buys a corner well at the expense of David Luiz. We've probably got a couple of minutes really now till the drink break, maybe a minute or so at most.
That's a great run from Alex.
Yeah, it is a decent run indeed. Again, because Sadio Mane making that run for the penalty spot the second the ball's released.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe it's him that's the dynamic player and not Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Do you struggle with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain? I noticed you said it once there. I say it all the fucking time.
No idea. Just the best thing to do is just plough forward as though you've not said anything wrong. Mane going down, clutching his face there. That's really interesting. I wonder whether he's just taking a little knock. A little bit of a battle there with Torreira towards the near post. Hung up again, it's headed away for the moment. Mane's in the battle, he's got a hit on it, but he's headed it out for a goal kick. Unlucky for him. Vivek in the comments there saying Robbo probably got the booze and partying out of his system. Just about.
He looked brilliant last game as well, last couple of games, isn't it now? But, interestingly, I actually thought before lockdown that he was starting to look tired to me, Robbo, and we weren't getting the full Andy Roberts experience, as it were, like bells and whistles and everything. Whereas, when he first came back, I thought I was a little bit concerned because it was just the same as what we'd seen. But now you can see, I think he looks well rested. He's getting there. He's hitting the byline more, which I think's interesting. Yeah. He's not, edge of the box whipping across in. He's getting past Mane quite a lot now, and that's adding something. We don't score enough of these cutback goals. City get fucking 4 of them a game.
Yeah, no,
and if we can start doing that as well, God help the rest of the league, because we'll score as many as City.
Absolutely, yeah. As we see the drinks break. Oh yeah, we got another super chat. Sorry, off our wonderful Manchester United fan in the comments. I'm just going to track it down. He said, "Been to Anfield. My dad in 10-11 was near the Kop, and Owen showed his face. Was forced to clap Torres. When Torres and then Go scored was horrible. Lol. Yeah, great. I remember it more fondly than you. Great. Yes, the byline thing. I think you're spot on with that. I was thinking about this from the Burnley game and how, particularly with a team like Burnley, was sat so deep, so compact, getting so many men back. Robertson was forced to be like that, but you're dead right. It definitely adds more to our game. It's just harder to defend, because let's be honest, if you play it into the old Andy Gray cliched corridor of uncertainty, you do it causes uncertainty. What does the goalkeeper come out and deal with? Does the centre half do it? Man United won that last league title. They won all them years ago. They scored so many jammy, mad, deflected goals because they just booted the ball into that general area.
Absolutely. Firmino picks it up dead centre in front of the goal pole.
Back out to Sadio Mane on the left-hand side. Andy Robertson's gone for that overlap, not taken up by Mane. He's tried to pick out a Trent. He's gone about 5 or 6 yards further back to maintain possession and go back to Joe Gomez. And Liverpool just in their stride at the moment. No rush, no fuss.
It doesn't look like the drinks break stopped us at any point now, does it? You know, we've come back out, we've taken the ball off them and we're attacking again.
Oh, Bobby Firmino's megged himself and nearly found the through ball. Oxlade-Chamberlain now.
He wants a shot, doesn't he,
Trent, he does. What a ball in from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Salah couldn't react. I don't know whether it was possible for him to get on the end of it, but that was an inspired pass.
Unbelievable. Like, it's you just do not know what he's going to do next. Like, who plays a right-footed outside of the foot cross into the goalkeeper like that?
Yeah.
Trent's the only answer for that question.
Just won the ball back to spark another counter-attack. He's going on the right-hand side. Oh, it's slightly overplayed. Oh, well played, Kieran Tierney, just seeing how to play. We've got a super chat from Jamie Keegan. Thank you so much, Jamie. The amount of balls that Trent plays on the money cross pitch is just ridiculous. Such a talented passer of the ball. Trent has got to be up there with Stevie G and Xabi Alonso, some of the best passers for LFC recently. It's a very Steven Gerrard thing, that, isn't it? Particularly the on the volley slice that he does is a very Steven Gerrard pass.
Yeah, but he does it all. I think think about the one that goes to Salah late on against Burnley. You know, it's a half volley cross. Now, it's not the cleanest hit, but it gets to his man and the man that he's aiming for, and that after a 40-yard raking ball from, I think it was Virgil or something, is absolutely incredible. But what's really impressive here is the control that Liverpool seem to have now. I actually think Arsenal are doing all right playing out from the back, but they're not getting past the halfway line.
It's the first 2 or 3 passes are fine, and
they've got that bit.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing there. It's when you get there, what you do next, and that's what they're struggling with.
And that's one of the things that, you know, they'll get better at, you know, and they'll be better now than they were at that when Arteta walked in the door, because he's just had more time to work on it. That's the first trick, because I think you're right, it settles low nerves. And to be fair, not having a crowd helps.
Ball by Virgil there, Paul.
Andy Robertson, very, very deep on this left-hand side, sorry, very, very advanced on the left-hand side. Roberto Firmino's touch is a little wild there, but Gini Wijnaldum's got it. Oxlade-Chamberlain lines it up. He's been
flick it, Mo.
Salah's offside.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
It started with a C, it ended with a
you cur. Yeah, absolutely. Oxlade-Chamberlain. I mean, I'm not sure it was ever on.
The Hendo ball there is Trent.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with going a bit more direct, but so, anyway, we were saying, Chris, you can see it now, Arsenal playing out from the back. It's this next ball that's not been working for them. They're maintaining it okay. They're not doing anything badly stupid, but they're giving the ball straight back to us on the halfway line.
And the way that we're pressing, we've got bodies up the pitch already, so we're in such an advanced position, well, as what we were until Wijnaldum decided to run 15 yards back. And so we were in a position, Wijnaldum, to really put and exert some pressure onto Arsenal at that point. But no, it's fine, mate. You do you. And we'll just all sit here and wait for us to attack.
The point I was making before...
Go on, Gini, why not? Back to the goalkeeper, mate.
He knows he's got a chance of playing in the Liverpool side in the future at the back. So maybe it's just... Alisson, little hairy moment there, but it's fine. Arsenal picked the ball up in the middle, but I actually wonder, as I was saying there, with no crowd, I actually think if you're gonna learn how to play out from the back to a fault, as in you just decided that's how you're always going to play footy, come hell or high water, I actually think it really plays to your favour to not have a crowd around you, because oh my God, we used to, we ruined, look, I'm not saying Mignolet and Karius would have been the answer regardless, but we made it bloody hard for them every single time with the
I still know Liverpool fans now that are worried, even with a couple of years of Alisson being the best goalkeeper in the world. That's how much Mignolet and Karius have killed us off. And and that's 2 years of the best goalkeeper in the world. We're still got a bit of a hangover from that. Arsenal have... Oh, shit.
Oh, Andy Robertson's got to be on his toes. He's just about done enough.
Genius from the wee Scotsman.
Yeah, and he's won
a chair goal. Farted, not me, by the way, there.
I didn't need anything. Someone should probably put that noise in after the fact. Little moment there for Arsenal. They've got decent players in there. Yeah.
Virgil steps up and Robert's just slightly behind, but he knew what he was doing.
Queuing up there, Chris. If he doesn't make that touch, if it does drop, they've got 2 guys completely unmarked in the middle.
You know, Arsenal still passing it out from the back. Now's the time where they normally lose it. They've gone back to the goalkeeper instead. That's fine.
Goalkeeper keeps
fine.
possession.
Wijnaldum's coming out. Wijnaldum's coming.
Back. And they're just Liverpool are just getting closer and closer in here. And they've kicked it out. This is glorious. It feels like, again,
Wijnaldum came.
Confidence-wise, they're okay. They're not panicking initially, but you can see that Liverpool. It looks like we're working them out.
Look, we know exactly what they're doing, and I think we have done the entire game. Now, the issue we've got is just giving people are giving the ball away.
Yeah. Virgil van Dijk's got to get the afterburners on, and he has done. Pulls them on for 2 seconds. Fabinho gets back, gets the touch in, and still in possession. Fair play. Pepe did really well there. Back into the midfield. Lucas Torreira. He's found Lacazette. He blazes the ball at the goal, but he is offside. Bradley Ashworth, #page at Queef. Anyway.
I mean, come on.
He's miles offside. Country mile. Fantastic. Fabinho dropping in between the centre halves.
Oh my God, it's the entire comment.
Oh no! Virgil van Dijk! He's just given the ball away! And it's Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1. What a catastrophe from Virgil van Dijk.
He's complaining about a foul.
He is complaining to the referee. It doesn't... I'm not sure. We'll have to see if they pull anything back there. The VAR consultant. I just looked to me like Virgil van Dijk absolutely cocked it up. I mean,
He's pulled.
Has he had his shirt pulled? Is it enough?
I mean, he's pulled him back, and his arm's being pulled. I mean, as he's trying to play the ball.
Interesting. I do wonder whether VAR is going to take a look at this. I mean, well played.
VAR should take a look at it.
Well played, Lacazette.
Let me tell you this. If I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm raging if that goal goes over 10. But I'm not an Arsenal fan, Paul. I'm a Liverpool fan, and as such, that's a foul on my captain.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be arguing Virgil van Dijk should probably be a bit smarter and a bit stronger than that. I mean, look, he'll complain because the top players don't stand for that kind of stuff.
That's been given. That's
been given.
That's a bit mad, to be honest with you. Look. Dearie me. Fucking hell. It was supposed to be David Luiz, Virgil. Not you. Not you, you beautiful bastard.
It's dead funny because like all the comments after the Anfield game when we battered them was like, oh, Pepe dribbled past Virgil van Dijk, and he's just basically handed them a goal there. Well in, Veg.
And there's Alisson going for the clean sheet record again, gone, and he's going to come out and claim the ball, and probably we're going to score now because the dynamic Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's on it. Arsenal scored with the first shot on target, which is good, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby Firmino turns on it. He's got Oxlade-Chamberlain, drags it into his control, goes back to Gini Wijnaldum. Andy Robertson deep on his left-hand side, goes back to Oxlade-Chamberlain, central on the pitch. Comes back again, and that's not a great ball for Robertson. He's going to have to get on the front foot, which might shoot it. He's been taken out there. Gini Wijnaldum maintains possession. Ball to the edge. Mohamed Salah can't control. And that's broken down, and the referee has let the advantage go, and Liverpool haven't capitalised, Chris.
No, that's infuriating, because that's a foul on Andy Robertson, more so than the foul on Virgil van Dijk, to be honest with you. I think that's a stonewall free kick to Liverpool there, but, we've got to go again. We're still playing well. Arsenal haven't broken us down. We've broken ourselves down.
We're doing it again. Fabinho's giving it away this time. Nicolas Pepe one-on-one. Fabinho's going to get back. Joe Gomez is going to deal with it. And he has done.
Fucking wake up, lads. Come on.
Yeah. And Gomez goes down the line and gives it away. Mohamed Salah forced to do a little bit of defending. Fabinho goes in. It's bundled through. Saka's still got it. Trent meets it. What is going on? Liverpool all over the place at the moment.
David Luiz-itis.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it's proximity to him.
Is that fist bump?
Who
fist bumped him? Alisson. And if Alisson's touched Virgil, that's the problem.
Maybe. Or maybe
mad coronavirus.
Maybe he's the only one immune to it from touching him. Maybe that's the problem.
We'll never know.
Absolutely. Big ball out to the right hand side. Mohamed Salah's on the chase. Yeah, and he covers that really well. Saka keeps it in play. Hoofs it down the field.
Can we have a Virgil song, please?
We've just had the Virgil song.
Can we have it again, please?
Yeah, okay, so Suarez has got it in the right back position. Holding goes back to the goalkeeper, and he's gone quick and long. Good control from Saka, and was he clipped by Gini Wijnaldum? The referee says, yeah, it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal, just inside their half on the left-hand side.
Fuming Gini there,
Daggers there from Gini. And as they bring up the results, obviously, I'm sure the commentators on Sky will be keen to point out that Liverpool haven't really been in great form, title-winning form really since the return of the restart. I refer you.
You don't
so
have to
much
be
of
in
my
title winning
reaction
form when you've won the title, do you? That's the main thing. Arsed.
Yeah.
But Tyler will be loving this.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway,
small wins.
Ball down the left-hand side from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Sadio Mane hasn't got anyone up in support with him at the moment. He's driving towards the box. You're right, Robertson's there. He's found Mohamed Salah.
He's gone for the back header.
He's gone to break the tape there, hasn't he?
That's just silly.
He's gone for the little duck at the line and it doesn't work for him.
You don't need to foul him there. He's going absolutely nowhere.
Good play, Mane. Good ball into the box. Salah, I mean, is he just trying to knock it down for himself? I mean, to be fair, it's well played. Saka there gets his body between the ball and man, and then just waits for the contact, and just takes the pressure off his team. Most assists for Arsenal in all comps this season.
Well, it's pretty good, isn't it?
I mean, there's a lot of them that are Europa League, but very, very talented young player, and I quite liked how. Again, this is what Arsenal are becoming. It's like them being made up that Liverpool lost the game because it meant we couldn't do the Invincibles thing. He signed his new contract and it was all like, unlucky Liverpool, as though that means that Liverpool could never sign him because he signed the contract with Arsenal. Jonathan Cook. With a £2 super chat, thank you, Jonathan. Very much. Alisson handing in his transfer request tomorrow. Yes, somehow I think not. But he will be. I wonder who's going to have the bollocks to bollock Virgil van Dijk at half time for that.
I think they'll be looking around each other and going, let's just say it was a foul to him.
Yeah.
Because I'm not telling him that it was his fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
He tends to make up for his mistakes, does Virgil van Dijk?
He does, yeah. I wonder if we've got a towering Virgil header at some point in this game. That'd be definitely one to watch. If we see Alisson forced to come out and sweep wonderfully, and I love that.
Alisson Kane.
The quick throw-in. To keep Liverpool on the move. Fabinho opens his body up and shifts it out to Joe Gomez on this right-hand side and all the way across to Trent. He's closed down reasonably well, but he's found Oxlade-Chamberlain straight down the line. Firmino's inside if he needs him. Run by Gini Wijnaldum. There's one more there if he can find him. Where's
Fabinho with the belter?
Yeah, Robertson gets the ball.
Come on, Wijnaldum, give him a chance. Come on, Wijnaldum.
Filthy man. Low ball in, and
he's gone for the header on the floor because he's a knobhead.
You know when we've all been in that situation where you've convinced yourself that you're gonna dive and head it when the situation might not merit it by the time you get down.
I think I met Steele when I was on the floor heading the football.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was the bib theorist certainly. Yeah, you tried to tackle someone with your head.
You say I tried, but I did. Yeah. I did actually tackle him.
You did. No, I wasn't wrong, was I?
No, I tried and did.
Okay, cool.
Just complete the sentence.
Robertson. I'm not sure whether that went out of play, but Sadio Mane's gone for the header onto the roof of the net.
If he had some hair at the front, that would have just taken a bit off it then.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's get your song requests in, and we'll play a couple of tunes to keep us all perky. Should probably do a bit better with that. The referee, I should give the goal kick.
What's going on there? Why is there a fella going down like he's been shot?
Oksana in the comments saying, what's the clean sheet for Alisson? Not going to lie. Yeah, I mean, he's one behind Pope at the moment. And he'll want the Golden Gloves as much as anything, but he is slowly but surely starting to run out of opportunities, particularly with Chelsea the next game, who are a really good team, to be fair. So yeah, interesting. Sean Dolan said, I went out jogging one day and I ran into Adebayo Akinfenwa and watching the stream from the man-sized crater that was previously my position at the time of the collision. He is a huge man.
Yeah, I once played Pin the Tail on the donkey and lifted my blindfold to find that I'd just pinned something on the beast.
He's a big man. He's a brilliant man as well. Actually, I absolutely love that Jurgen Klopp took the time out to send him a little video message and stuff.
Because he just loves Liverpool. Like, it is a part of who he is, like all of us, isn't it? So, yeah, absolutely brilliant. And he's been invited to the parade as well, I believe, now as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm still waiting on our invite, but that's fine. We had a request for the Oxlade-Chamberlain song, and here it is.
Oh, so good. Virgil?
I want to see Oxlade-Chamberlain go up the steps of the Kop to lift the trophy, doing that dance move that he did with Perry.
Yes. Yes. Yes! Best shout you've had all year.
Thanks, nailed it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if Perry's not up for it, I'm game.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God, yes. How many likes?
I've been practicing.
I genuinely don't know whether you're lying or not.
No, I've been wearing trainer socks. Because I've got carpeted stairs.
Oh, no, that's the big issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big issue.
The other issue is we've got a corner on our stairs. That's really hard. You wouldn't
To
believe.
go around the corner.
Yeah, it's all right for them. They only had 4 steps. I've got 13 up and then 2 more.
Well, you
to the
can
right.
just do the bottom steps and then jump out a shot.
No, mate, I've got OCD. I have to go all the way to the top, and if we fail, I have to come all the way back down and go all the way back to the top again.
Like, oh my God, I might buy you a slinky and we might never see
No,
anything
don't
else
find me
again.
a slinky. There's no need. I hate them. That's just the worst, isn't it? You spend all day trying to get it sorted, and then you realise that you've just ruined your weekend because you've spent all day trying to get a slinky down your stairs properly.
Bobby Firmino battling. Liverpool just, I mean, still some decent promising positions playing. We're finding space in the wide positions quite high up. Oxlade Chamberlain getting there. Mane's had a good cross from there. Robertson obviously setting up the goal from there. But there's not really doing much else.
No. Listen, Simon Willoughby's got a good point here in the comments. You think we miss Henderson? I think we probably do, to be honest. I think, we know he's... Hang on. We know he's the captain.
Good touch,
Yeah,
Robertson.
let's go.
Oh, he's tried to go direct. The idea was right. The execution
We know he's the captain. Oh,
Fabinho's won it back. Salah, can he go back to Firmino? No, he's tried to shot himself. It's deflected, unlucky. And Mane.
Ouch!
I mean,
He's giving it against him!
yeah, I mean, he's just tried to hold it out and absolutely bounced off him.
He didn't. He just tried to step in front of him, I think.
Yeah.
That's great play by Fabinho, isn't it? Winning that ball back, and then
Good
Salah
defender.
tries to shoot through 2 men and a goalkeeper. Oh no, he's not trying to take Holding out. Holding though was not letting Mane pass.
Yeah, fair play. Good defending there from Kieran Tierney, just blocking the shot, and
That's a foul,
on the tracks
That's
of
a
the
foul,
trains.
because he stood over him as well, giving it the beans. Lad, you're in about 10th, mate. Shut your fucking face. You've got about 10 appearances for the team in 10th. Fuck off.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, okay. Let's have another song, and let's have the other Mane song. There we go. And Martinez has got a free kick for Arsenal just outside the penalty area. He's going to go to the right hand side. It doesn't look like he shanked that a touch. Yeah, straight out for the throw.
Back onto the Simon Willoughby thing. I think we're massively missing Henderson. I mean, he knows every role in that midfield. He's come up against every player in this league multiple times. He's the captain. He's experienced, and he's brilliant at footy.
Yeah.
We're obviously going to miss him.
Yeah, it's mad. It goes, again, he's class, and it'll get forgotten about because. Oh, Christ almighty, Alisson nearly gives the ball away. Lacazette cuts it back. Arsenal could be in here. Nelson! And it's Arsenal 2. Liverpool 1. It's his first goal in the Premier League.
Oh, you tit, Paul.
Yeah, I know. And Alisson Becker's got to take a bit of the blame there. Not clearing his lines particularly well. Puts us under pressure, but Liverpool just... Yeah, sloppiness.
Sakes, people were supposed to be going over to Arsenal Fan TV, not us.
Yeah, I know. Welcome everyone. Welcome all the fans of Arsenal Fan TV who come over for a meltdown. It doesn't happen with Liverpool fans.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he gives the ball away. I mean, look, fair play to him. Takes the chance really well.
That's
Good
a great
finish. But
finish.
yeah,
It's a great finish.
Liverpool at 6s and 7s. And this is the problem. We've talked about this. The way Liverpool play, if you get sloppiness from the back, the whole house of cards tends to come crumbling down because we are very open if you make a mistake in that area of the pitch.
Honestly, mate, that's just poor, isn't it? 2 goals that we shouldn't have conceded, that we were in no way, shape or form about to concede, and then 2 mistakes from probably the 2 biggest reasons for us winning the Premier League this season, and winning the European Cup. Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. I mean, thankfully we've won the league. Thankfully we're not asked about this game. But disappointing. And we're not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. I'd like to see Robbo start getting down that wing a little more like he did first 10.
Here he goes. Bobby Firmino twisting and turning. Sadio Mane, one more over to Oxlade Chamberlain. Oh,
shit the bed.
Oh, good shot, good save. Jonathan Cook, once again with the £2 super chat. Virgil handing in his transfer request tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, Adam.
Yeah, I mean that's the point, isn't it? Alisson Becker and Virgil van Dijk, the 2 guys who single-handedly made Liverpool a title-winning side by making us almost watertight at the back. I've just had 2 brain farts between them, and we're losing the game against Arsenal, which is just absolutely absolutely wild. I didn't expect, if I had to predict how this was going to go wrong, you would not be putting any money on either of them two lads being central to it. They're in again! No, flashes across the face of the goals. Saka, I don't think he got hold of that one.
Just completely lost control of this half, haven't we?
Yeah, offside.
You know, the game was ours for the taking, and excuse me, right now, we don't look like Liverpool Football Club. You know, with those two making mistakes like that, we still look good going forward. Still got, you know, not toothless in attack. We're still creating good chances and stuff. But right now, I'm thinking, look at that. 2 friggin' shots on target, or 2 shots, never mind, on target, and 2 goals. And there's a little asterisk next to that too that says 2 massive fucking mistakes by Liverpool.
Robertson,
there's your
asterisk,
that
in
bastards.
place, and it is. And Klopp sat down. He is absolutely raging. Little shake of the head. He will have nothing nice to say to the boys at half time. And what are you meant to do about this situation? Because look, again, you're talking about the best goalkeeper in the world and the best centre half in the world have just conspired to concede 2 goals. I'm not sure what
conspired.
Well, yeah, you know, I'm not sure what you can do. What can you say to them, lads?
Just don't be a tit.
Just don't do stupid things like that. Yeah, I know, boss. I know you know, but I have to say it anyway. It's like my mum saying, like, don't get stabbed when you go out tonight. Thanks, mum. You know,
does your mum say that too?
Oh God, yeah. All mums say that, I think, apart from really bad alcoholic ones. You know, and apologies if your mum's a really bad alcoholic, but I'll say, don't get stabbed.
And also, if she's not,
annoying, isn't it?
And now you think she is because she's not saying that to you.
Yeah, absolutely. She should be. Anyway, Sadio Mane, he's tried. He's in a big battle with Holding, and Holding's come out on top once again. Is it going to be a free kick? Oh, it's a free kick.
A little bit of a battle between Mane and Holding over here, isn't it? It's been a little bit of a story throughout that first half. Oh, he's a tit, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's another one who's got a questionable hairline. It's a battle of the receding hairlines on that left hand side for Liverpool. He's doing his best Per Mertesacker impression, being this like massive wall of a man, which is to his credit. To be fair, they've handled. You know, they've been okay. We haven't carved them open enough. We haven't created clear-cut chances. I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to go to it at some point in terms of what the XG and the chances we've had and stuff. Maybe we'll have a look at that at half-time. But it's not... We've been fine. And it reminds me a bit of the Burnley game in some regard, is that we've played the better football. We've got into the more dangerous positions. We've largely controlled it. I've enjoyed this half. I think we've been fine, and somehow we're not winning. And the reason we're not winning is because we've given the ball to Arsenal twice inside the 18-yard box.
Yeah, I've no idea how that's happened, to be honest. I mean, I know. Don't get me wrong. I was here. I was watching it. It was Virgil and Alisson Becker making silly mistakes, but you know, it's so strange because for the first 30 minutes we were scintillating. You know, it looked like we could have got 1, 2, 3 goals against Arsenal, and we've let them back into it. And they, fair play to them, they've taken their opportunities. You know, they've not had a sniff of a chance, and then all of a sudden they get one and they've banged it away, which is a little bit disappointing. We've had a massive surprise for everybody this half time though. Okay. I just need a little word from Si.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Before we
I'm going to keep that surprise a little bit of a secret for a little bit longer, but long-term viewers of the show will love the surprise that we've got upcoming.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit anticlimactic now we've built it up. But Si Banstead, with the £5 super chat, thank you very much, Si. And these players are not bad players in no way, shape. They just need a good rocket to have them. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's the point. It's sometimes even the best players need to you just need to go and go. I just reckon Klopp's just going to be sat there with like a glass of red wine, with one lamp lighting him in the corner of the dressing room, and the lads are going to come in and they're just going to go, yeah, we know, Gaffer. Yeah, we know. Fucking shocking. Absolutely shocking. Virgil van Dijk. I mean, look, I'm sure it'll get talked about, and I'm sure Sky will go back on it. I don't know whether the VAR looked at it or whatever, but it is soft. It's very soft. He is pulled, but he's Virgil van Dijk. He's 6'4". He's far better than that, and I just wonder a little bit of that happens sometimes, Chris, where a man of his quality, it looked a bit like how dare you pull me? Whereas, you know, he wasn't. I don't think physically he was as embattled. And I think Arsenal have actually they've capitalised on our slightly lackadaisical approach at the back.
And that's been the case, unfortunately, since we've won the league. And, you know, it's something that we're going to have to deal with as fans. And hopefully we have the same problem next season as well, Paul. Hopefully next season, with 3 games to go, when it doesn't matter, we're playing a big side and we're not playing great. It's a problem that I'd rather have after you've won the league than before. But, you know, I mean, before we go over to our special guest, I just want to go over to info goal if I can, please, mate. And you can see here we've got the XG in front of us, and Arsenal. You can see there's the Lacazette one, 37% probability. There's the Nelson one, 27% probability. It's a really good strike from Nelson, to be fair. Now, if I just do this slightly, there's the XG that Arsenal themselves have created, which tells you all you need to know. I mean, there's nothing on the board, Paul, because Liverpool created those 2 fucking opportunities for them. And here's what Liverpool have created. Now, admittedly, it's not absolutely great. It's a 50% chance for Sadio Mane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other opportunities. But it feeds into what we're saying. We're playing well going forwards. Yes. We've made a couple of silly mistakes, but let's get an outside opinion. Let's go over to a very special guest returning to the channel once again during lockdown. Aubrey Reynolds, how are you, my friend?
You all right, mate?
I'm good, mate. Good. How was that for you? Did you enjoy that half?
No, not really, because we're getting beat, and it feels really greedy and spoiled to be saying that, because, you know, we're champions, we got a guard of honour. It's getting a bit boring now, that many guard of honours, isn't it, that we've won it that many times, that many teams have to do it. But you don't like seeing your team make mistakes, and we're so used and trained to this team being so clinical, playing at such an excellent elite level, that when you actually see them be a bit sloppy and be a bit normal, and give a team who are quite average in Arsenal a game, let them give us a game. I'm sure DT's been doing moonwalks and kicks everywhere because they've scored. So, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But our goal and some of our play in the first 20 minutes is really good. And then we've just kind of not had that edge at the back, or not that impetus, and allowed them back into the game.
What have you made of Andy Robertson, mate? Because I thought first 20-25 minutes he was absolutely unbelievable, bombing on, getting down to the byline and stuff like that. And, you know, I just thought he'd upped his game once again. But since they scored, maybe not got pushed forward as much.
Yeah, exactly. He looks like one of the players who's on it. I think we go in patches, don't we? So since we've won the league, some players are on it and some players aren't. And we're kind of like disjointed as a team, whereas before it was confirmed that number 19 was one, we had players who were always on it across the board. Tonight, I think Mane and Robbo look great. That left-hand side looks really, really good. The link, Joe, it's the commentator said muscle memory. That goal was just pure them practicing that type of goal. That Mane run and the ball by Robbo was just brilliant. But they've done that so many times. They do it on the training pitch. They do it in matches. That's a tried and tested Liverpool goal. And it's a combination that's working really, really well. And tonight they just look really on it. But to the side of them isn't on it. And that's not normally the case. But, you know, Van Dijk, he gets pulled a little bit. But normally he wouldn't be making that pass back. He'd be playing it out to Van Dijk, or he'd be stepping into Fabinho. Maybe they're just slowing it down a little bit. And I thought Oxlade-Chamberlain's looked quite average in the midfield, and it's strange that we can look quite average because we're such a good team. And I don't know whether that's just a mental thing, or how do you get yourself up for games when you know there's nothing really riding on it.
Well, that's the difficulty, but I think we're going to have to pick ourselves up for next season. We're going to have to go again after such an amazing season this season. The best practice for Klopp is getting lads up for a game that doesn't count, I think, because he'll see whether they've got the hunger to go out there and do it. And I'm sure they will do, and I'm not worried about that for next season. You know, as Sky just replayed this Virgil van Dijk thing, I didn't realise they played about 4 passes between themselves before he gets pulled back.
Yeah.
What's Martin Tyler been like, mate? I mean, he's like a pig in shit, no doubt.
Yeah. He's just ridiculous, isn't he? He's becoming like an absolute caricature and a cliche. They spent 10 minutes talking about Arsenal players who aren't on the pitch. So Liverpool are playing in that first 20 minutes. Really, really nice football. Bobby's doing some really nice flicks. Robbo's bombing down the wing. And they're talking about Ozil. And they're talking about Willock. And they're talking about Maitland-Niles. and they're talking about like Nketiah and how he had a yellow card first, and then it was a red card, and then they appealed the ban, but the ban wasn't overturned. And it's like, it's literally, he's talking around the houses to not mention that Liverpool are champions and Liverpool are actually quite a good football team, you know. And then the minute, like, so is it Martinez, their keeper?
Yeah.
That he makes that mistake, he kicks it into Bobby and it almost goes in, it's the post. But the narrative he was spinning was he was talking about how he's been great. So he's literally, since Leno got injured, he's talking about how he's come in and he's been really, really good. And he's literally in mid-sentence when he kicks the ball against him. So it doesn't fit the narrative. So they kind of just ignored the fact that he just made a massive howler, that he got really lucky that it didn't go in the back of the net. He's like, oh, that can happen. And then, not great, Alisson goes and makes a mistake towards the end of the half. And the rest of the half was dominated by how Alisson's made a mistake. And even the best keepers can do that. And it just shows you that a commentator chooses what to talk about.
Bias. But that's the thing. Anyone watching this stream will know that we're biased, but we're supposed to be. You know, he's not.
The Redmen TV.
It's so friggin' irritating, isn't it? And I like, listen, that's a reason for me to switch it off anyway, you know what I mean? But final thing, I've got a couple of comments coming in here, actually. And you know, Hasnu1000 says, I'm disgusted. Mas A says, the midfield has no creativity. And LFC Spectre just simply says Martin Tyler's a twat, pass it on. I'm a little disappointed because the rest of the comments that hasn't been passed on yet. I expect that to be passed on. But Aubrey, what do you think the midfield's been okay in this game, or do you agree with the sentiment that we've not been created enough in this game?
Yeah, I think Oxlade-Chamberlain is probably the weakest of our midfield six. You know, if you take Lallana out of it now, and you've seen it in this, he's one of the players who's got something to gain. You know, we know our first 11 within reason. There's 9, and then is the 2. Is it even an argument anymore whether Matip or Gomez plays the centre back? So front 3 is the front 3. It's the back 5, Fab and Henderson and Gini. So players like Oxlade-Chamberlain, I know Shaqiri's not even got anywhere near the pitch, but he's getting back on the bench, isn't he now? And Keita, they've got a lot to prove in these matches, even though there's not a lot. You know, we haven't got a lot to win, maybe the point record or whatever, but they're the players who should be putting down a marker to say, actually, I should be breaking into this team. And I think Naby's looked really, really good in the games he's played. I've been left really cool on what Chamberlain does. I just don't really see that. Where he was 2 years ago, you know, before that bad injury. He's not yet brought that back. And then it was such a machine as a football team. If there's one component that isn't looking good, we can start to fall apart. And I think Oxlade-Chamberlain's trying hard. He takes the shot on a lot early. He tries to do those runs, but he doesn't. It's not quite working for him. And then Fabinho's looked a bit lax. There was that one that he gave away really, just very simply, and then he's hit a few heavy balls, and that just makes the midfield look really bad. Because when we're not on the very top of our game, it's very obvious, because we saw it so often recently, and also it's so drilled that every component needs to work really well.
Absolutely, mate. Well, listen, Aubrey, it's been an absolute pleasure catching up with you again.
Mate.
Thank you so much for coming on. And we'll see you soon, and I'll maybe Zoom you from the pub on Friday evening, my friend. Nice Paul, Aubrey made some really interesting points there about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. You know, he's a little bit cool on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. You know, thinks Keita probably deserved to have started that game of football as well. Where are you right now? Would you be making that change, Naby Keita, maybe for Oxlade-Chamberlain?
No, not now. I don't really see any great pressing needs to do it. I mean, it's interesting. We had a comment come in on the YouTube comments from Mussolini saying, "Stop saying we've won the league. That doesn't give an excuse for a shit performance." It's not been a shit performance. It's been an absolutely fine performance. We dominated the game. We got the first goal, and it's moments of sloppiness. And I agree that if this was, again, if it was from lesser players, you'd think there was a massive issue. But again, they're the 2 best players in their positions in the world. It's mad that they've both made a massive mistake in one game of football. And it means, and we were saying before, it doesn't mean anything. This game means more to me than the last couple of games, because
it's Arsenal.
It's Arsenal. I want to beat Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal at all. I'm old enough to remember them pipping us to the title in '89, and I'm not, you know, and obviously how horrible that was, and the fact that they made a movie of it. Thanks, Nick Hornby. But the so I don't ascribe to this notion that like we can write it all off. We can write a degree of it off. We have won the league. I mean, in a wider sense, the point stands. it doesn't. The 3 points don't matter because we're not playing for anything. Yes, we're playing for a record, but we're not. But again, it doesn't excuse it. But I don't think it is excusing it.
I don't think the issue here is that Liverpool haven't applied themselves. I think the issue here isn't. I don't think the issue here is either that Liverpool haven't played well. Yeah. I think the issue here is that Liverpool have made 2 catastrophic errors, which has let Arsenal back into this game. The fact of the matter is they've had 2 shots. They've both come from our mistakes. Yeah. That doesn't normally happen for Liverpool in any game. You know,
if they don't make those mistakes. I mean, I know Arsenal have done well to pressure. We're talking about pressuring their goalkeeper and pressuring out their passing from the back, and you can argue they've contributed to those mistakes because they've had to be in and around it to capitalise. So Arsenal do deserve credit for putting our players under pressure. But you're right; those guys don't make those mistakes over an entire 38-game season. Once, maybe twice a season, you might get a mistake from Virgil van Dijk and you might get it from Alisson. So in terms of odds of that happening here and there, so you kind of have to. It sounds like excuse making, but really it's not. It's just it's so unlikely that I wouldn't treat it as anything more than a freak occurrence.
Paul, this might be what Liverpool need.
Maybe
this might be what we need to just sort of kick us on, because quite frankly, as a fan, I want to see Liverpool go and win every game, whether the result matters or it doesn't. Yes. I want to see Liverpool give their absolute all and go for it. I think this guarantees that Liverpool are going to go for it in this half. Maybe. I'm going to try and win the game of football. I still bet on Liverpool winning this game of footy.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a couple of comments, but the lads are coming back out for the second half. Yeah, it's been great. In fact, we're just going to quickly, before we come back for the second half, I'm going to take a very short advert break to remind you about the Red Men TV memberships. When you return, it will be more live commentary for the second half. Hey everyone, Redmen TV memberships on YouTube are now live. You can support the channel and unlock exclusive loyalty badges and custom emotes to be used in our live streams and around the platform as well. So whether you want to show support for the people on the news shows, or you want to really let manager Chris Pajak know that he's doing a bad job or a really good job on the Football Manager YouTube series, then you can do. Tier 1 will get you those. On Tier 2 you'll also unlock the Final Word show that is normally only on the redmentv.com, and you're going to get discounts to Redmen TV merch as well. 10% on Tier 1 and 2 and 20% on Tier 3, which will also get you access to absolutely everything. Yes, it's as simple as that really. So if you want to join up and become a Redmen TV member on YouTube, then join our membership scheme. If you want to join up for more, go to the redmentv.com, of course. But yes, if you want to support what we're doing, please do. Don't feel that you need to. The free content will always be there. But if you want that little bit more interaction and customization, then yes, become a Redmen TV member on YouTube and sign up today. Nice one. Hello everyone, welcome back. The second half is underway. You can come to me, Shai, it's fine. Chris Pajak's gone for it's gone to have a nice break, a comfort break, if you will. But yeah, Joe Gomez is just tripped there as he looks to drive it out of the fence, and Torreira's going to pick up a yellow card very, very early into the game, and we'll see how Liverpool do handle this. No changes at half-time, and yeah, Torreira picking up a yellow card as the second half gets underway. Chris Pajak joins me back in the studio right now. You'll have seen him walk straight onto set because Sai was too lazy to change the shots. Anyway, you can see Jurgen Klopp patrolling the touchline, looking like Shere Khan, ready to strike in anger at anyone who opposes him. I genuinely wonder, Chris, how he approached that at halftime. He's normally quite a laissez-faire guy, and this.
Oh my God!
Go in and be quite analytical. Yeah, let's just keep going. Quite analytical in these things, but I do wonder whether this is a situation where he might just have.
He looked like he was. I mean, he looks like he can smell a bad fart. Yeah. To be honest, at the moment, he looks fuming, absolutely raging. Like he doesn't like what's been cooking at the moment. It's just that's terrible as well by Joe Gomez, and then Alisson just gets rid of it. I think in the end, just clears the ball.
And it's telling me saying just before the break that the things that we've been looking for Arsenal to make mistakes in doing. You're looking to put their goalkeeper under pressure so he makes some stuff because he's a bit untested. They got David Luiz at the back, we know he's got a rick in him. And in terms of playing it out from the back, and Liverpool, all the things that you would say the fundamentals that makes this side great, we haven't had that foundation because they've been crap.
They have. Our title win this season is built on solid foundations, and that is the defence. It's being able to play from the back. We're seeing an Arsenal side that look much improved actually in pressing. You can't take that away from them, but there still are mistakes as Trent fouls.
Trent leaves one in on Saka. He's probably going to get a yellow card there. That's a bit of a shame. I'm not sure that he actually deliberately left one in. I thought he was contending for the ball, but there you go.
He's late, isn't he?
John Somers has joined us. Welcome as a first team member. Oh, wow, you beauty.
Oh, yeah, he catches him, does he, on the shin there? Oh, I know it's the back of the calf, isn't it, in the end? But yeah, it's just late. It doesn't mean it clearly. Probably a deserved yellow card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thankfully, the 5 yellows thing doesn't count at this stage of the season either.
Yeah,
and not that it matters anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
story of our end of season.
No, yeah, tried desperately to go. No, we're so used to. I think we're so used to football being dramatised at every single stage. I'm really struggling with how to frame everything. I don't know how to talk about football when. And again,
games don't matter.
Yeah, and again, I need to clarify this.
Oh shit!
That looks really bad, doesn't it? It's an artist impression. He's made him go back in time there. Because they do matter, because we all want to see Liverpool win, and we don't like to see Liverpool lose. And I can't stress that enough. You might think nobody enjoys seeing Liverpool lose less than me. But that's not because anyone likes it less. It's just that there's no more you can dislike it. But yeah, whatever. I can't. You all know what I mean, and I'm sure some people won't, and I'm sure they'll get really upset when people go, "Oh, the league's won." Klopp will be raging, Chris, because he gives a shit about the points record.
He does, but Sadio Mane's got the ball now.
He's inside the box, stands it up. Oh, it's headed. Trent Alexander-Arnold plays it. Still got it. Trent across the face. Robertson tackled. Still Robertson. Second bite. Oh, it's going to be a corner, I think, to Liverpool. Oh, Salah's raging. Mane did brilliantly there, Chris, to get the ball in, and then it's just chaos.
I mean, I don't know why he's playing raw arse with Salah. Sent there, but I felt a bit sorry for Salah. And then, yeah, it just wouldn't bounce for us, would it? But it's the corner ball to Liverpool now. Trent, one arm, in the air.
Centre, Virgil's got a bit of hang time. Salah's going to give away.
No, he's going the ball, careful. I think, there, you know.
Trent goes back and gets it, and Gomez sprints back to tidy up.
Right, no mistakes.
He's gone with a big, very direct ball. He's looked for the run of Salah. He's not made it. Fabinho goes to tidy up and does brilliantly. Genie Wijnaldum.
Sensual.
Andy Robertson down the left-hand side, and just to get you saying that out of my head, I'm going to play the Bobby song.
15 points since Mikel Arteta's appointment as well. That should give us a little bit of hope, my friend.
Absolutely. We're going to see what they've got in terms of reserve. Like, is the reason they're not playing certainly their players because they want to keep them totally fresh for the FA Cup? You know, what will their reinforcements look like on the 60, 70, 80 minute period of the game?
Interesting, yeah. I've no idea is the honest answer to that, mate. And, you know, maybe it is a case of getting 20 minutes in Aubameyang's legs, and that probably won't be great for us as well if we continue. But, you know, first 5 minutes of that half, I thought Arsenal done all right. Liverpool now starting to put the foot on the ball, starting to let's just get back to what we were doing in that first half.
And that's the thing, you wouldn't necessarily make dramatic changes to our approach. Gini Wijnaldum's in, Bobby Firmino drives, Mane gets the shot. Oh,
Mane was right to do that. He obviously had to stretch a little bit in front of Mo Salah, but brilliant play by Gini Wijnaldum. It wasn't right for either of them,
was it really?
No, it was just in between both of them, wasn't it? And David Luiz does really well actually with a goalkeeper's leg save, as it were.
Brilliant. Salah now, Andy Robertson. He's managed to stay on side. He's picked out absolutely no one, but a little bit of a run for Oxlade-Chamberlain right in front of Klopp. He watches on implacably. Oxlade-Chamberlain drives towards the byline. Good run, good cross.
You're not getting implacably for Tyler, are you?
The goalkeeper, probably.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, probably just
second fist pump of the night for you, Paul. Well done, my friend.
Yes.
Sensual.
Yes, sensual. But Okay, anyway, Andy Robertson.
Who knew if he wanted to request the song, he just had to say sensual.
Joe confess. It's probably one or two lids have tuned in for this and just got, no, not for me, this. Salah's going to track this one down.
Going back out to do a fucking wheelie.
Yeah. I stopped doing a wheelie for this. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, keep your song requests coming in the comments. Saying Exploder does less and bring on Harvey Elliott and Curtis. The Curtis thing's a shout, but at the moment, pecking order-wise, I think it's right. I think Cater's probably the first sub, if anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Dwayne Blue agrees. He just said, Cater! No! Which you put an exclamation mark after both words as well, just so he did actually.
And you read that splendidly. I could visualise that. That was great.
Honestly, I probably gave him 3 exclamation points after each one.
Yeah.
But
Cater, now.
That's better.
Solid. Yeah, I thought that was good. Really
Is that a third fist bump?
Anyway, Liverpool playing it around from the back. It's mad, isn't it? I keep coming back to this, Chris. Like, I should be on the edge of my seat here. I should be, like, totally enthralled in it all. But
this, for me, like, look, Liverpool do this at 0-0, and it's great consoling of the game. Now we're just wanking it about because we're 2-1 down. I just want to see it. I just want to feel alive, boys. Yeah. I want goals for us. I want to win games. I want games to matter. I want Liverpool. I want to feel stressed when we're losing because that's how I should be, and I'm not, and I can't help that. But you can't take the context of the season out of it, and I hate that. But we need to go out there and play like we need these 3 points. Yeah. That's what we want to see as Liverpool fans right now. Very
direct ball to the right-hand side. Trent Alexander-Arnold's in behind. He's just about controlled it. He's cut it past the edge. Salah! You bastard! Save! He did. I thought he'd absolutely cocked it up, but the little drag back, the trademark Salah drag back.
Oh my God, DT, you've been proud of that one.
Oh my God. Oh my God. David Luiz goes for the echo.
Down.
It's probably going over the bar, to be fair.
No, it's not, Si. It's not going in, mate.
Corner's in again. Virgil goes up.
Shoot.
Stunted leap there.
No,
Robertson.
No, not with that Sam Wedge, mate.
Andy Robertson. I mean, he scored a header in the last time out running in from the right wing, and maybe he's just thought he's better footy than he is, but
that's
no.
Shove him.
A right-footed, I don't know what that was. That a curler? Was he trying to shoot there?
Naby's warming up.
Yes.
Naby is warming up. Lovely.
Yes. Yeah, Matthew Grimes in the comments. A bit too casual at the moment, says Matthew Grimes. Mohammed Amar saying, what are we doing, man? And a little quote there from Kinkage saying, we're just wanking it about.
Paul Barker. Oh no. He's using the emotes. Oh no. We've not seen those emotes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. Well done, you.
If you want to use the emotes, you can. If you want to have a little look at them, if you're in the comments, you click the little smiley face at the bottom of the custom emoji. It'll bring it up, and you can see all the emotes that you get when you're a Redmen TV member. If you want to use them, please do feel.
Wet Willie's coming in.
Wet Willie. Yeah. Anyway, just
back
a little
to wanking
reminder.
it about.
Salah brings it down, looks to do a little step over, and yeah, Salah. I mean, he's been pretty quiet.
Rob Trader, fuck off.
We believe in proof baseball.
I was getting tweets about that yesterday as well.
Highly recommend the podcast this week.
Open phone, saw 3 tweets about it, closed phone, put it in a drawer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was randomly thinking about that that Nokia 3210 used to have that you lost.
The blue one?
Yeah, and then when your mum and dad got rid of the couches, you found it down the back of the
Why were you thinking about that? It's a belter phone. It's one of the most beautiful phones I've ever owned.
I don't know why that came back to me the other day, but yeah, I
think it was still charged.
You thought you'd lost it in town drunk, and you'd come home, clearly fell asleep on the couch or whatever, and your phone had fallen down the back, and it wasn't found until years later.
Literally probably 20 years later.
Here comes the big dog for Arsenal.
Said I thought Aubameyang might get 20. I didn't think he'd get 35.
Yeah, there you go. Aubameyang, obviously the goal scoring machine that he is, coming onto the pitch. Looks like Lucas Torreira coming off for Danny Ceballos.
Yeah.
And 28 is that? It's Willock, Joe Willock as well, coming onto the pitch as well. So yeah, big changes for Arsenal. Obviously looking to freshen things up. But I wonder whether, I mean, you look at what they've got on the bench. they've not. I mean, Bellerin's still on the bench to come on if they would need him. Kolasinac is another one who obviously plays against Maitland-Niles. Has a habit of playing really well against Liverpool.
What do you make of that Matt Macy?
I have. Is he the backup goalkeeper?
I've no idea, Paul. I just picked a name that I didn't know who it was, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if he
must
was.
be the backup goalkeeper, yeah. Because
All the others are outfield players.
Because I've heard of all the others, yeah. Absolutely. Lacazette going off there. Some straight up. So I wonder whether we'll see Willock go centre forwards and Aubameyang will therefore play from the left. Pepe stay from the right. Maybe, or do they go Aubameyang straight up front? It's going to be. I mean, look, he's their best centre forward, or he's their best goal scorer, and you know we've not handled what else they've had on the pitch so far, so it doesn't bode.
Let's hope he can't press as well.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's pray. He's actually gone. Yeah, Pepe's actually gone to the left-hand side. Aubameyang's gone to the right-hand side of the three. Trent's looking for that little ball. Oh, into that channel. Bobby Firmino nods it down. It's blocked. Comes back to him. Head on a swivel, looking for those balls.
It's those little movements of his shoulders and his hips and stuff. That's what does people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Joe Gomez.
He'd be a great salsa dancer, I think, Roberto Firmino.
Almost without doubt. It almost doesn't need saying. I bet he might be the best in the world.
Can we fit
Trent,
that into a song?
Probably. I reckon we should try. Not us. I mean, people watch it at home and then record themselves and then send it in. And then when it's terrible because it doesn't scan, we'll laugh at you. Just being honest. Virgil van Dijk's got it. He's going to stride to it. He's got a bit of a point to prove, Virg. And you're right, you can see him a couple of times already since the second half's begun, just trying to get on the end of corners. He wants to make amends for stupidity. Lovely little step over from Gomez. Really
Klavan-esque.
I was thinking that. It was Ragnar Klavan-esque. Oh, I'd love to see that gift up there. I'm pretty sure he just lost complete sight and feel of the ball there. Virgil's got it a game, heading towards the 60-minute mark here. 58 minutes, 36 seconds played in the game. Of course, you can sync up to us using the match clock, which I'm just saying, we have to start from zero as the half begins. I know it's annoying. It is what it is. I wish we could be better for you. We'll try to be better for you. And if you join up to be a Red Mem, if you join up to Red Men memberships, we'll promise to be the best us we can possibly be for you guys. Fabinho's got it. Trent Alexander-Arnold very central now. Curling ball in. Header from Gini Wijnaldum and over the bar.
Needs to bright the second half.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's funny. I saw a few negative comments about Gini Wijnaldum's performance. I think he's been fine. It's just that it's one of those games where when you're not winning, the inquest into everyone's performance happens. And until someone grabs it by the scruff neck and shows us a little bit more and gets us a goal back.
Minamino's coming on now. Wow. 30 minutes for Taki.
I think that might be the end of Bobby Firmino in this one.
I don't know. It makes sense, in if we want to see him as the number 9. I'm not sure we will. It's tough. I'm not bringing Salah off. I'm not bringing Mane off.
We've got a week until the next game, which is mad. And again, it's just just to get him some minutes or whatever.
I wonder whether we might have a little look at him in midfield.
That is interesting. Gini Wijnaldum, wonderful curl ball. Joe Gomez. Oh, he's done well in the end, but he had a. Oh, Joe Gomez. Oh, please, Joe, just do it right first time. But you've made up for that spectacularly well. In fact,
the thing with the Wijnaldum stuff is, it's if you're playing Henderson's position or Wijnaldum's position in this game, it's very difficult if you're not scoring or assisting to look good. Because what your job is to keep the ball moving, move it on to Robertson or Trent Alexander-Arnold or Salah or Mane. You're the guy before the guy so often. Like, Wijnaldum looked good there because he gets in on the end of something. It's hard to do from centre midfield.
Yeah, sorry. Completely. Ox and Firmino off the pitch then. So, yeah, Minamino looks like he's going to go into the front three now. Whether we push Salah centre forward or Mane.
But maybe there might not have been time. Yeah. We'll see now if Taki speaks to Salah in any way. Doesn't seem to be. So it does look like he's going to play that number 9, which is good. I want to see him with Salah and Firmino. Ox will be fuming. He'll be raging. He had an opportunity today and he hasn't played his best.
No, I agree. It's another really just meh performance from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, unfortunately. Anyway, here's Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side, left-footed ball over the Arsenal press and into the feet of Virgil van Dijk. Andy Robertson now could have had an opportunity to drive on, but he's gone to Naby Keita. Just get Keita on the ball. Probably not a bad idea for the next minute or two, Chris.
Well, he does that anyway, doesn't he? But I think for me, I think what a really interesting thing is, look, if Liverpool really need to win this game, I don't think he takes Firmino off on 60 for Taki. No.
I agree. Completely agree. We were saying this, weren't we, about the Burnley game, that how Liverpool approach things makes a big difference. And you're right, the first 11 don't come off.
He's been megged already
The
by
front
himself.
three, the front three aren't sacrificed for anything other than like you might create a situation where you get an extra attacker on, but I can't. This is
Not with 30 minutes to go. Not when you're losing 2-1. Taki doesn't come into this game.
No, I agree.
And
Kate, a great ball fist into the feet of Takumi Minamino. Good little effort. Good little effort. Good. I mean, good to see the two players coming on the pitch and linking up there. I mean, that's a really, really intelligent ball played. Was it Sadio Mane?
Yeah, I think it was.
But yeah, either way, good run by Minamino, and that's one thing we just need to do is be a little bit braver, maybe, just ping those balls in through the lines and try and force the issue a little bit more.
Well, we've had opportunities when we've done that. You know, when we've had the runners, you know, the space is there for us, isn't there? As Martinez clears the ball upfield now for Arsenal.
All right, get your song requests in.
Stuck to Minamino's feet then, that was nice.
He's won a free kick as well, very good
like
indeed.
Velcro.
Right, let's have a Mo Salah, eh? Alexander-Arnold opens the ball.
Oh, nice. He's found a little bit of space 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah, he's been fouled again as well.
Nice, that.
Gaining yards.
No, he's pulling the centre half with him, and that's 2 fouls he's got from there. You know, we've seen him now 3 times dropping into a little bit of space there. That's good fun play. That's what you want to see from Minamino, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Liverpool then got the free kick. It's about 40 yards from goal, maybe, to the right-hand side.
I don't know, I'm terrible at judging those distances, because I think 40 yards realistically should be around the centre circle, the edge of it.
Maybe about 40 yards, let's say, for the sake of argument. Andy Robertson steps over, Trent floats that one to the backstick, Virgil van Dijk's chasing it, he's only forced to head it over. Granit Xhaka wasn't comfortable there, didn't get a shout for whatever reason, and it's going to be a corner to Liverpool. 63 minutes and 48 seconds.
Simon Willoughby, millimetres wide.
Yeah,
brilliant. Brilliant.
Solid shout. Big shout out to all the guys. You can see them in the comments. You've got the green badges, and in fact Ben, I think he's got the red badge as well, who are our Red Men YouTube members. You wonderful superstar heroes that you are. Trent with the corner then. He's got a near post this time. It's well headed clear. I think that was by Willock. Andy Robertson, he's still got Trent there if he needs him. He's going to drive himself. He's going to flick it over. Can Salah keep the ball in play? Yes, he can. Keita.
Done yet.
Oh, yeah. Keita sends Aubameyang and then plays one of the weakest, wankiest balls I've ever seen. Minamino, good ball over the top. Salah. Oh, the touch was okay.
Do you know what they need on live sport, right? You know the way... They need sound effects when fucking Keita does people like that.
Like a slide whistle.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Can we organise that?
Should we get... Right, Si, make a note of this. I want some fucking comedy sound effects for the Chelsea game come hell or high water. Yeah, definitely. Wah, wah, wah. Something like that, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm all in on that. I mean, it might take us... It might take us off over the edge, but I'm prepared to. The league's won. Who gives a shit? Right, Minamino again tries to turn, loses possession. Gini Wijnaldum tidies up. Joe Gomez has got it. He's going to push forward with the ball. Who's he got to pick out? He's got Naby Keita. Takes it under control. Turns. Andy Robertson's there on the left hand side.
Naby.
Wonderful little tight turn. He's found Takumi Minamino. He's unlucky.
That's what you want though from Naby, isn't it? He turns. He makes the guy think he's going to play it out to the left hand side, but he drives on, slaloms through 3 players, asking questions, linking up with Takumi Minamino. That's what he's there for, and he looks like he's pissed off that he didn't start to me, Paul.
Definitely, yeah, and absolutely. You want these lads to try and prove points. Is Minamino again doing really well? For a moment, the through ball was onto Gini, which didn't quite open itself up. Robertson's got it now on the left-hand side. Back to Fabinho. Liverpool just looking to shift the ball around, looking to build, and I reckon just looking to engineer situations where you can get Keita probably on the ball. But here's Mane down the left-hand side. Gets into the box. He's still got it. Tries to stand it up, and he's won another corner for Liverpool.
I was quite interested. I wasn't really watching Mane then. I was watching Minamino's position and stuff, and he got himself to the front post for the early cross as we've taken the corner.
Still corner, Mane. Still got it. He's inside the box. He's gone a little bit wide for the shot. Trent's got it. Trent goes back to him. What a ball! Mane cuts it back. Virgil van Dijk. It's dropped.
He's off.
Minamino. He's probably offside. Oh, unlucky. doesn't agree. He seems a little bit taken aback by it.
He was 2 yards off.
Jurgen Klopp's raging there. The masked bandit himself. I mean, let's have another little look at this one. Virgil van Dijk hits it. He's miles onside as well. He's played onside by the right back.
Oh my days.
That's a terrible call.
By me.
Absolutely terrible.
I thought he was
And he's fouled as well, which is even worse.
Can we have a penalty for that then?
I mean, again, unless VAR chooses to go back and have another little look at it, Takumi Minamino is absolutely raging. I mean, a little smile
They can't look at that, can they, VAR?
No. Strange one. 2 piss poor decisions from the officials there. No surprise, given how officiating's been in the league this season. But there you go. David Luiz looks up, picks a really good ball.
We've looked really good since Keita come on now, haven't we? And Minamino, I think, 5-6 times now he's already picked the ball up in that little pocket of space, asking questions of David Luiz. And if we can just get one of Salah or Mane running in behind there, then you know that space has been opened up for them.
Yeah, the Minamino stuff's interesting because we've not seen him play too often with Salah and Mane either side. And, little cameos toward the end of the game. In fact, I couldn't tell you whether he's even... if he has, and for how many minutes he's actually been on the pitch with these guys in this, in this formation, in that position. So, I mean, it's no surprise that Minamino looks bright, and he's actually it's as bright as he's looked for us really so far.
Absolutely, and he will do with the first team as well, won't he? I mean, he's obviously played on that right-hand side against Everton. I think he has played for a few minutes centrally with them, but late on, garbage time of a game probably.
Can I just ask, where's this garbage time thing coming from? It's become a solid place in the Chris Pajak lexicon the last week or two.
I don't know. It's from American sports, isn't it?
Sadio Mane looks to flick to Takumi Minamino. Oh, he's forced to hold on to it. Joe Gomez, he's picked out Andy Robertson. Good ball out to this left-hand side. He's got Keita there with him. He's found him. Keita, little jink. Little jink. And now back into Fabinho. Fabinho plays the Fabinho ball, but he plays it poorly this time.
Normally, I don't like using the word garbage when you should say rubbish, but rubbish time doesn't sound good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just thought I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely solid.
Last 10 minutes, 92% possession. Oh, Keita's been megged, but he's got the ball
Fabinho's
back.
picked it up. Play on, says the referee. He's had to go back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Try to fizz it into the feet of Mane. Just put a little bit too much on that one.
Verge
just met that splendidly. Andy Robertson now tearing down this left-hand side. Is he going to look for feet? No, he's going to float it in, and it's going to be headed away pretty comfortably.
I thought he was going to bang it then.
Keita now just looking for options. He's gesticulating towards the guys. Get in the box, he's saying. Salah's peeled away. Mohamed Salah.
I don't think he was expecting it, because the defender should have got that ball.
It late, absolutely.
He did. It came right over him, dropped down, and he's done what strikers need to do, though, Paul. He's headed it down. You know what? I think he should have done better, actually. I take it back. I think he is expecting it, because he moves towards it.
Mo! Come on, Mo.
I'll tell you what, though, we've looked great the last few minutes.
The changes. I mean, you can see, obviously, both sides have made changes. Obviously, Arsenal have been in there a little bit longer than ours, but I think you can say the teams that have been most dynamically impacted have certainly been Liverpool. Sadio Mane strides into the box. Andy Robertson, Andy Robbo just basically tackles himself there like an absolute idiot. It was good build-up.
It was. And again, I was watching Minamino rather than Mane there. Obviously, and what I find interesting is both times he's gone for the early ball front post. Yeah. Now, the first time it didn't work, Mane holds on to it a little bit. He actually got in trouble the first time and couldn't get back into an onside position. So where that time his run, moving the defender, did free up Andy Robertson to arrive late into the box. So really good movement by Minamino. I enjoy watching him at the moment.
Yeah, brilliant. And they've got it again on the left-hand side. Sadio Mane again. They're getting the ball to Mane far more, letting him drive at them. Gini Wijnaldum, wonderful little touch. Takumi Minamino tries to find half a yard for a shot, and it is blocked. And Arsenal can counter-attack down this right-hand side with Nicolas Pepe, I believe.
Yeah, that's a foul.
And he is fouled.
That's a foul, but he's tracked back. Well played.
Yeah, I think we need to have a little word. I think Takumi Minamino very much. Maybe he just doesn't know because he's not been here long enough and then lockdown happened. Someone to just send the barber around to his house because he's having to deal with this Alice band far too much for a professional footballer in such a tight game. Drinks break then. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'll read through a couple of comments while we've got a moment.
Yeah, we can go to the stats as well, I think, mate. Because let's find it quite interesting again, you know, just to put into perspective as they go to Highbury, or what is left of Highbury anyway. So I've got them on the screen now. 17 shots for Liverpool, 2 for Arsenal. 6 shots on target for Liverpool, 2 for Arsenal. 3 big chances for Liverpool, 2 for Arsenal. 391 passes to 145. 129 attacking third passes to 16. And you can see here on the shots there, just look at this screen now. You know, you've got 2 shots from Arsenal. Look at us, we've peppered them. We've had shots blocked. The grey lines on the right-hand side are the shots that have been blocked. We've had 6 shots on target, which are the blue lines, and the red lines are shots that are off target. I mean, you know, we've worked the ball into good positions centrally between 6 and 18 yards out. We should be scoring more goals from this position, but unfortunately we haven't.
Absolutely. Simon Willoughby is a Red member asking, do you agree with Gomez having a better game
than
he's been having?
Yeah, I do. I think all round consistency through this game has been really good. Oh my God, really? Is yours gold?
No, it's not. It's not though.
It's no, and it doesn't.
Fair play to them.
It's been 15 years since they've won the league.
Yeah, fair play. No, fair play. Let them have it. They can have it. They've won a European Cup.
It's like, has it been 7 for United now?
Oh God, let's hope so.
I mean, lads,
Catches up on you.
It quickly catches up on you.
Yep. Alison Becker deals it out there, Andy Robertson. So we've just got just over 15 minutes of normal time remaining for Liverpool to try and, first and foremost, get back into the game. Takumi Minamino goes long, calm, flick on, and the goalkeeper's going to claim that and pick it up as well. Bit of a shame, really.
Oh, someone wants Scouser in our team, Bruce Hayes.
I don't think our version of this is great, but we will.
Oh no, it's not on me, is it?
I don't know actually. Go on, let's try.
Apologies.
No, that's fine. Okay, all the way back to Alison Becker in nets, and then Virgil van Dijk. Oh yeah, it's the one where it's got someone smacks the fence or something and gets me every single time. Robbo again, Keita linking up down this left-hand side. Oh God, it's like he's got magnets in his boots. It's mad. I genuinely thought that was too far for him, and it's sucked back in. Fabinho spraying it down the left-hand side. We've had some real joy down this left-hand side since the substitutions, Chris.
Absolutely. And, you know, Mane and Robertson, obviously, they're not the guys who have been brought into the game, but with Minamino and Keita's help, they're getting a bit of an overload down there, and it looks like at the moment that Arsenal down that right-hand side are really worried about what we're going to do. You know, Trent's running over for the corner there, so it looks like it's a big in-swinger. Maybe a little bit of pressure on Martinez for the change, because Robbo's had a couple of outswingers from over there, hasn't he? And we've not really done anything.
We need to test this goalkeeper. This is the thing. We said about it. We need to see what he's made of. And no, we've gone short instead. Lovely little link-up play. Virgil's up there! Header goes wide. Is that going to be a goal kick? It very much looks like, judging by Virgil's reaction to that. Nice little work corner routine there from Trent and Robbo.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because you can get really dangerous short corners when you actually get to whip the ball in, because quite often you wank it about for a bit and you never actually whip the ball in. I think that's what people's problem is. But when the team starts to move, they don't know what to do. They've not got everyone knows in zonal marking what you're supposed to do when the ball comes in, but that like second and third phase, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds in, everyone's a bit like, what am I supposed to pick a man up? Am I supposed to stay in my zone? Am I supposed to push out? And that's when you start getting people causing issues in the zonal marking scheme.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles coming on for Suarez. Again, I think he's a good player. He has a tendency to play well against Liverpool as well, which doesn't bode well. We've got a massive super chat in from Scott Hawks.
Wow, Scott, thank you again,
man. Get to know your beauty, because he absolutely deserves it.
Such a massive supporter of what we do, mate. It's massively appreciated. He
says, hopefully can put one of these away with a better side, but 3 months off in the league in the bag has definitely dropped sharpness.
The foreplay was great as well.
Also, the last time Henderson was out at the end of the season, it looked like this. Yeah, it's a good point. Fabinho's done well there,
mate.
For the moment,
go gadget legs came out that time.
Gini Wijnaldum trying to get across and can't. It's one thing we've got to be careful of Arsenal now. They've got, well, if they're going to pass the ball out of play, not so much, but they've got a lot of pace in this team. And we're left in the situation now, Chris, of how... Oh, Alison Becker! Yes, Alison! Oh, Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. Right, anyway, Fabinho's got it. Keita picks it up. Driving in towards the 18-yard box. Oh, unlucky. Oh, back pass! Back pass! Surely a back pass! Granit Xhaka's gone down with embarrassment, I think there. I think we can just have a little check. Yep, he's gone down with embarrassment because he's just basically slide tackle past the Bathurst goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, a couple of our lads could have gone down with embarrassment first half, to be fair, and nearly just then as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Naby Keita, just an exciting football to watch, isn't he? And,
Granit Xhaka, I think he deliberately passes that past the goalkeeper. I'm sure we can all agree with that. Yeah, look, we're getting a lot of the same sort of comments that I've seen over the last couple of weeks, to be honest, Chris. And whenever Liverpool don't win a game of football, I'm seeing. I'll focus on the end of season ones. Is that the idea that if we don't win games, it somehow affects momentum for next season? And I get the notion of what people are trying to drive at, but momentum. I mean, just for the start, scientifically, momentum doesn't exist, but I think we all agree in some sort of spiritual version of it, if nothing else. But we talked a lot about this, about why Liverpool may be lacking momentum, and I'm not sure there's a great what's the word, defence of it when you've got your best team out and you're losing games.
Yeah.
But I don't really have more than that, to be honest. I don't really have more than that. I think we've been good enough to be better than this is better than a 2-1 to Arsenal game in terms of our performance has been, but it doesn't feel great when you're sitting this next to a draw against Burnley, when you've had the heavy defeat to Man City in this clutch of fixtures. There's a temptation, I think, to maybe look for more in this than there is.
No, you know what? There's a part of me that agrees with the theme. There is a small part of me, because I don't want to see Liverpool lose games. Now, the thing is, what we've got to remember, I think, more than anything, is we're in uncharted territory. Mm-hmm. We've never been here as fans in the last 30 years. Yeah. I've never seen Liverpool do this. No one's seen a team win the league with 7 games to go. Yeah. And nobody knows what next season will bring because of that. Nobody knows. If you're saying it won't affect next season,
yeah,
you don't know. Yeah. You're guessing.
Yeah.
If I say it does, I don't know. I'm guessing. Yeah. One of us in 6 months' time will be able to say, I was right. You fucking guessed and you were right. So what? Yeah. You know what I mean? It was a 1 in fucking 2. That's the thing. But we do this with everything. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? And that's it. So don't read too much into it. Sadio Mane attacks on the edge of the area. Naby Keita.
Naby Keita looks to find Trent Alexander-Arnold, catches it on the volley. Oh, panic station to the back from Arsenal. Trent's having a little word. Oh, he's saying offside there. This linesman looks like an extra from Father Ted. He just looks very, very lost.
But that's my point, isn't it? We're all just guessing all of the time because we don't know the intricacies, we don't know the ins and outs of this. And none of us know. Jürgen doesn't even know if it matters for next season.
Oh my days.
Jesus wept.
I can't take him seriously with his hair like that, you know. Which is a shame because, I mean, look, fair play. I've got no problem with anyone having their replacement treatment, whatever.
Good, because now I can do it.
Yeah, no, you should.
Yeah, I will remember that when you're ripping me senselessly.
Oh, yeah, you'll get ripped for it for a bit, but then it'll just be your hair. But yeah, Jane Shaqiri, interesting to see what he... Oh, Christ, Naby Keita.
Xhaka's gone down because he nailed Keita there.
Xhaka knows what he's done there. Yeah, he's playing the injury card. Oh no, my leg hurts again. Oh, it's fine.
It's a risky ball across your goal there, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just catches Naby Keita's...
I don't think he touches Xhaka him. Gets the ball there. Oh, and a bit of the toe, but I think that's a good tackle, you know. Mm. I'm all right with that type of a tackle in football.
Yeah. Anyway, Robertson, me and you, Endo Detector was just going there. I just wanted to make sure that sentence was clean. And it's, you can make it was a bit of a stretch though. Gomez looks for the run of Mane. It's not a great ball. It's gonna have to be made one. Mane, still Sadio Mane. He's found. Gini Wijnaldum's at the strike. Oh, and it won't drop for Liverpool at all. Won't drop for Liverpool at all here. See, in fact, another one. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to go to the topics just yet. We'll save these for post-match. But Scott Hawks, again, remember the comment saying Shaq with hair. WTF. Yeah, it is mad. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if Shaq can do anything in this game. I think we've forgotten how good a player he actually is, and he's not better than what we've got in terms of like the first teamers or whatever, Chris. But we've not seen him. I don't think he's even. I can't remember the last time he played for us. Was it even in 2020? He's got more talent than we probably remember.
Yeah, he's got a point to prove after what's been written in the press over the last week or something from some very well-known, I think, Swiss ex-pros or managers or something like that, saying like, you know, he shouldn't feel a part of any of these wins, of any of these trophies that he's got, because he's not been a part of the team and all this type of stuff. So he's been getting a little bit of heat. So he should be, you know, I just don't know whether Jürgen likes him.
Yeah, and we can't know because he's never fit.
But I can guess, Paul, and then I can say I was right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, Jürgen's quite... There's been constant rumours of him being, you know, linked away, or as he's settled, as he fit, and Jürgen's defence has always been, well, he's not fit, so I can't play him. He'd have played more games this season than he absolutely would have done. I mean, it's telling that, you know, he plays in the Merseyside derby at Anfield before Christmas, plays brilliantly in that game, and then I just don't think he was fit.
Jürgen might not like him because he's not fit.
Yeah. God,
that might be the only reason. What brilliant play by Joe Gomez.
Yeah, cool as you like. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's driving forward the ball. He's found Divock Origi, who's found the floor.
I mean, there's got to be at least 2,000 there, ref. I tell you what, I don't know whether Bailey watches this, Bailey Shaw, but Bailey will be impressed with the matching boots and hair from Divock.
Yeah.
It's certainly something he used to do with socks and t-shirts and stuff.
Absolutely. Why did he have white hair?
No, he used to match his like socks or his shoes with his top, like, you know, and Origi's clearly done his boots with his
I only remember
hair.
Bailey wearing white socks because it's just such a very, very, being 4 years old in the 90s thing to do.
Oh, right, okay.
Have you got white socks on now? Seriously? See?
I thought you knew, and that's why you were saying it.
Absolutely not. Who the fuck wears white socks? Jesus Christ. What were the odds on that? Right, okay.
Pretty good. I've worn them 3 times this week.
Oh, wow. Brilliant. Okay, that'll be Kate. Oh, heavy return pass. It just doesn't look like it's happening for Liverpool at all here, Chris.
Fuck off.
Oh, dear. Kolasinac's going to come on the field. Saka's going to be replaced. Yeah, just over 5 minutes left to play. Oh, yeah.
Well, at least the comments should be a fun place.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to do more of the fucking same old shite. I say that, keep referencing because all I've been doing the last 2 weeks is preparing this year's book of the season and obviously going through all the comments of every game, and I'm so bored of the same old shite time and time again, and it's been exacerbated by the fact that we've obviously been in worse form since the end of lockdown. Same old stuff, and it's not even that I disagree with half of it. It's just the same old stuff. Liverpool squad depth's not good enough. Blah, blah, blah.
Bring Coutinho back.
Bring Coutinho back. We need a creative midfielder. We need a goal scorer.
Mate. That's
Sadio
brilliant.
Mane! Sadio Mane! Penalty! Oh, is he brought down? No, the referee says no. I thought he was hampered at least.
That's great, but he just puts a little bit of an arm on him here and just keeps him away, and then unfortunately, it's not a penalty.
Not a penalty.
Not a penalty.
Unlucky Sadio Mane just couldn't get across Maitland-Niles. He's tried his best to hold him at bay, and then he just can't get it out of his feet when he's trying to make the save. See the utter look of panic on the goalkeeper's face there. He did the big. Whatever. And fair play. We all would given that circumstance. Oh dear. Eric Forbes, another Red Men member in the comments, saying front 3 from the Barca game, so we're going to score 4. Yeah, why not?
Nice.
Might have left it a bit late this time around, unfortunately, but yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Marks was right. Bring my Coutinho back. There we go. I mean, if you've done that deliberately to wind me up, then fair play to you. But if you've said that off your own back because you think it's your whatever. Let's have another song. But no, let's have a boo. Boo! Anyway, Arsenal have got a corner. Blimey, Arsenal.
Looks like they're bringing all their players forward for this one.
Arsenal are attacking.
Jesus.
What, I don't even remember. If their second corner, I don't remember the other one. I don't remember them being anywhere near our box, apart from the fact that the two chances we handed to them on a plate.
They're not even bringing players into the box.
Yeah, just going to pass it to Aubameyang and see if he can hold the ball. Pings it into feet. Big telescopic legs there.
That's what that
Divock
sound
Origi.
Here. Handball.
Offside. Joe Gomez.
Hey, get back you bastard, before I break your legs.
Marks was right. Bring Igor Biscan back. Yes, that's the spirit. Igor.
There
we go. Trent.
Making his way back to right back, mate.
Yeah,
after the corner, just with the ball at his feet. Novel.
Big ball out. Oh, that's a good header, that.
No, it's
Divock
not. It's a
Origi.
terrible header.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Throwing for Liverpool. Deep in Arsenal territory. We've got about 2.5 minutes of normal time left to play, just shy of that. The ball goes back again for Fabinho. I wonder if there's going to be probably maybe 3 minutes at a time. Certainly not enough for us to turn it around and win. Maybe time for an equaliser though. Robertson looks for Sadio Mane. And the return ball just doesn't materialise. Mane goes across. Oh, he's sold Joe Gomez down the river there. Alisson Becker comes out a long way. Challenges the centre half to deal with that one.
Oh, God, I thought he was going to get sent off, Mane, then.
Minamino does well there. Fabinho does well. He wins the ball.
Oh, come on.
Referee says he won the ball.
Okay, well played, referee.
I didn't think the referee would be able to see that. Fair play. And yet, Liverpool's
well played,
attempt to break the points record
Taki was right centre.
is about to go up in flames. But Sadio Mane! Oh, no. Keita finds Robertson on the left-hand side. We've got time for another big roll of the dice here from the mighty Reds. Fabinho's had it taken off him by Keita. Still Keita. Keita has a pop! Oh, at least he's trying to make something.
Get a slight deflection, maybe for Origi or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can't go any higher.
Yeah,
We're
big
about
shame.
to find out.
Big shame indeed. I mean, fair play to Keita. Nothing else doing. Might
Oh
as well
no, it was
pop,
David
takes a
Luiz
little
who took a little deflection off. He just looks like he's surprised to be there. And like a constant look of bewilderment on his grid.
Yeah, that he's still going. Like that no one's woken him up.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just the fact that they're winning against us.
Oh dear. Yeah, Oksana in place said they cared about the points record. It must be hard mentally for them. We'll have to see about that. Hybrid theory of only Hendo was fit. Yeah, all of these things.
Hey, hybrid theory's in there.
Yeah.
Yes, guy.
Yeah, superstar that he is. Joe Gomez goes over to deal with it, doesn't. Aubameyang's in, wonderful skill. Oh, they're going to get another one. Oh, he shanked it. Joe Willock made himself look like a pillock. Yeah, slides it wide of the post. Absolutely shanked it. And yeah, Liverpool probably.
There you go, shot number 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best chance Arsenal have created all game themselves.
The only chance they've created all game themselves.
Yeah. Good ball off from Aubameyang. Robertson caught out and
yeah,
really
it's a really good ball by Aubameyang. Aubameyang, you're right. Aubameyang. I did not say that well first time.
Divock Origi. He's still got the ball. I'm not sure how, but he has. Nope, now he hasn't. Fair. Robertson. Origi
got the
still
ball
going.
Still. We don't know how. We still don't know how. Like, he was more blonde than grey last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's putting some of that he's got some of the purple shampoo on there just to add a little bit of a silvery tinge. He's a fashion icon, probably. God almighty. I mean, the biggest high point of the day so far has been that Ryan Brewster scored the game, and if they haven't seen it, I highly recommend going and seeking that goal out because it's an absolute banger.
I thought you were going to say the White Sox shout, so I'm happy.
I'd forgotten about it already, to be fair. But now that I know. That's a foul by Danny Ceballos.
Yeah, that's
to say the very least. It's another.
It's like a mouth guard. Do a lot of football players do that?
I don't know actually. Maybe. No, I've never noticed it before. Unless he had some chewy. I don't know. Trent.
No, that was a mouth guard.
And Trent is just giving the ball straight back.
What the fuck are you doing? He's saying.
Klopp is absolutely staggered by this, and as well he should be. Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you know what? We get to see Liverpool lift the Premier League trophy next week. No matter what.
Yeah, we do.
It's going to be glorious, isn't it? I
will be.
just wish we were there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to play like this, I think I might dedicate. I'd be better off dedicating my time to trying to climb the walls in Anfield to get a look than doing these shows.
Should we just live stream the trophy lift rather than the game next week?
Yeah. Anyone got a cherry picker they want to load us?
Tom, Liverpool, the most overrated champions ever.
Oh my good God! This is the thing about the points records, and you know, I actually know I'm going to save analysis. If you want some analysis on this game and some hot takes on the Mighty Reds, and stay tuned after the game. We've got player ratings, we've got your comment, and we've got me and Chris doing the instant match reaction. I'm really glad that I saw the referee had called for an offside there, because a free kick, because I really thought that Alisson just picked up a back pass, which would have capped the night off wonderfully. Keita looks to drive it forward. Andy Robertson's got it on the left-hand side. And now maybe one more roll of dice. 2.5 minutes to stoppage time. Takumi Minamino's got it just inside the box. Tries to cut it back to the edge. Xhaka's dealt with that really well. Just no one there. No one gambling on the edge. Unfortunately not in Liverpool. I mean, Arsenal got everyone back here. Liverpool got 2 minutes odds to try and salvage something from this game. Andy Robertson again on the left-hand side. Can't get it to heads it.
Go for a goal with a header.
Another one, yeah. Referee says play on.
Oh, Joseph.
Naby Keita.
Sensual.
Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's going to
do that again. He's done that before.
The attempted cross.
Oh, yeah. Well done,
Klopp's
Jürgen.
just sold him down the river there.
That's your fault.
Oh, God.
No good at beach ball, is he, Jürgen? Fucking primed him up for a big fucking smash.
Oh, God.
Ah, dearie me.
Jonathan,
even Jürgen's off his game, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are we to do?
Oh, what are we to do? Read the super chat from Jonathan Cook. We've had some cracking first half hours recently. We have, yeah.
Right, aren't you? Well done, mate. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you indeed. Keita, Trent Alexander-Arnold, less than a minute and a half left of this game, this absolute torturous game this has been. Shaqiri.
Oh, he's won it! Yes, Shaqiri! Go on, my son!
Jadon Shaqiri! Robbo. Mane very wide on the left. He's going to try and craft something. He's gone past Pepe. He's got to the byline. He's cut it back into corner. Come on, get Virgil up. Get Alisson up. Get Alisson. Come on. Do it. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Gives a shit.
Shaqiri.
Gomez is up for this one. Gomez.
Shaqiri to take it.
For Liverpool yet this season. If he does, he'll break the record for most players, the individual players who scored for Liverpool in the season. Near post, it's dropped to no one. It's gonna be
corner.
Is that another corner?
He's given the corner.
Less than 30 seconds remain. Can Liverpool steal something from this game?
Oh, Fabinho's offside. Why is he there?
In a stupid position. Andy Robertson.
I mean, don't wank it about now.
Come on, 15
shoot!
seconds. Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's deflected! Oh!
It's a corner!
Another corner. Come on, Liverpool!
Corner taken! Slowly!
The last chance. Going to have to take it quickly or not at all. This will be the last chance of the game. Can Liverpool steal a point? Goes up.
Over to kick it!
Divock Origi foul.
Oh, it's gone in the back of the
net. But it is going to be. Was it Shaqiri as well? Shaqiri.
Is that the end of the game?
Oh no, it's not game over just yet. I mean, I would love VAR to just pull something out for us here, but I sincerely cannot see that happen. Kieran Tierney's played a blinder there. He's absolutely fine. There's that shot again from Trent.
Oh,
deflected
the keeper
wide.
does
The keeper
brilliantly.
made a really good save there. And this is the foul on Tierney. Divock Origi pokes him in the eye. And Jadon Shaqiri, look, he stayed alert. Nearly made himself the hero there, and this is surely going to be the last kick of the game. And Liverpool's hopes of breaking Manchester City's points record have gone with that defeat. Fair play to Arsenal. There's Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. We'll be back with more match analysis on other streams. We'll put them in the description and in the comments alongside as well. player ratings is going to be first with Mr. Chris Pajak. So if you want that, you can come and check that out. I'll be back with your comments, reading super chats from YouTube and tweets from Twitter, and then me and Chris will be back together in the room to discuss that game in a little bit more detail. Redmen members, of course, can get the final word show tomorrow. 60 minutes talking through that game and where it went wrong for Liverpool ultimately, and if there are positives to be taken, what they look like. Before we wrap the stream up though, Torgmeister with a $20 super sticker saying thanks for being you. Thank you for being you. And thank you everyone for being you, unless you're a bellend, in which case don't be a bellend.
Maybe boo.
Right, sounds. That is it from us on the Fanzone Commentary. We'll have another one. We'll be back for Liverpool versus Chelsea probably, unless we can find some way to sneak inside Anfield, which sounds highly unlikely. But you never know.
We could start burrowing now.
But we could start an Andy Dufresne style tunnel from home baked. Now we just buy at one of them derelict houses, and start it. We've probably started a bit late.
Not enough money.
No, but yes, maybe if you want to join up as a Redmen member, maybe we can.
I like borrowing.
Okay, so
Borrow.
yeah, absolutely. You couldn't borrow anyway because you get your white socks dirty. Right, thank you very much everyone for watching.
I'll fucking borrow under this fucking desk after that.
See you all soon. Bye.